Thompson is... PA are both going to be farming. I think this might game go a little late. There's going to be a lot of big fights. I think our two casters, Tobion and Cinderin, are going to be the two bigger carries in this game.
Ah, isn't that so nice? You know, we're gonna
carry you.
Oh, thanks, Sin. That's Sin.
No problem.
I'm small. I'm light now. I'm actually I'm backpackable.
Yeah, I've gained weight, so that's perfect. There you go.
Great transference. We're gonna go faces on Sin. We're ready to go right now. OG, they're the same. And of course, you start with an OG draft. You think everything's gonna be normal, but I got a thing to break to everyone at home. That is not a support ES. That is a 3-position ES. Played by Seb, and Notel will move on to the Premier Protector, just for a little bit of interesting spice because OG can never conform.
Not only that, exactly. We were talking about, oh, is it going to be a Seb Treant or is it going to be a Seb Shaker and a Jerex Treant? They swapped it out completely, putting Notel on a hard 5 Treant. They think that this Grimstroke being position 4 can have a huge impact on the game. And a possible reason for that could be the Grimstroke Ags in this game being a really, really powerful Aghanims against Terrorblade. Creating that illusion when he's used Metamorphosis, it can deal serious damage. And something we've seen out of OG in this tournament so far is they're really good at doing quirky mechanical stuff, like having these weird creative new ideas where you use new stuff that's in the game. The IO Aghanims is new, the Grimstroke Aghanims is new. I could definitely see that being the line of thought for them here. On EG's side though, I love what Gunnar said. Keep an eye on mid. That is where it's going to be happening.
Thompson's already starting up, just in case you didn't know, EG. Look into my eyes. What do you see?
Well, they plant the flags. But it didn't scare OG or EG away from getting 2 runes at least. So I guess they planted the flags on one side only.
I was actually waiting for them to do what they did in the first series. You actually got cast on this main stage. It's like, oh, this would be fantastic. OG, that game was done. But they started off with like 4 flags, all planted around 1 bounty rune. But let's have a trick of our lane. So as we had now a quick 1 minute. Thompson in both. He's going the cross to begin with. We'll see how he transitions. The battle against Mail. It gives us an aggressive lane up on the top. Anna and Notel. They've been dual laning together for absolutely ever. But EG, they bring 3. If the first 2 doesn't succeed, you bring everybody. Pushing Anna back under the tower with a Metamorphosis damage. He's actually going to have enough. PG spills the first blood. You want to send a message? That's a good way to do it if you're EG.
And this is one of the biggest benefits of Enchantress as a hero, is that you can leave her alone in the start against this lane. I don't see them killing her down here with Seb and Jerex, but at the same time, Jerex can't leave because Seb will lose the lane. So EG with the right read on to get the lanes to begin with could get them off to a very nice start here.
And with the Sentry Ward down, yep. How does Jerex coming close? He's going to have to work with him. Anna being initiated on once again. That's easy. Still got a little bit more time to get that range damage in, but now lose attention to Notel. Consumables are going to be the order of the day for OG, while in mid, Thompson, he's so low, battling against the metal, the cold snap will push him back.
And they have rotated Jerex top, but what this will do now is that S4 will have almost a full level advantage against Seb bottom early on, or at least a decent one. And once Enchantress gets level 6, the lane is not inhabitable for Earthshaker anymore, so OG, this top lane, when you rotate like this, you have to win it, or you need to at least ensure that Ana feels somewhat happy here.
Yeah, actually getting some CS would be a nice way to move forward. I'm loving Thompson and Samael, just like Thompson literally requesting, Samael, come and fight me. I'm not even getting us out. There's not even one coming out. Samael able to hit these back stuns, missing uphill 2 times. Thompson, you get back up the tower.
Even, but they're the same person, so.
Everyone's ice rock in their hearts.
This is a huge start for EG, honestly. Good cold snap from Thompson will at least stop half of the regen rune. Wants to high five with Samael. Samael will high five him, so at least there's some friendship in the mid lane.
Samael offering his bottle.
I know
Here comes the ES, roll in from Crit, the kick, a look, target on Thompson. Right, just sends them up in the air for a quick moment.
So Sumail is winning mid for sure. Enchantress S4 is winning bottom for sure. And this top lane is currently RTZ far ahead because of that first blood advantage as well. So fair to say right now that EG are ahead in all 3 lanes. And no tell is going to be from OG. They're trying to get in on fly. Lovely new cosmetic. I love this new aura.
What is this? It's just like I got a bubble. I got a frost bubble.
When you skill up Arcane Aura, every time it levels up, all of your allies have like an animation for a short time.
Oh, rolling boulder in from Crit, well off the target. As OG trying to get a little bit of space. Nortel just stunning up Crit for the moment. Good protection.
So the roll misses, but Arteezy is the one having the best time regardless. Even if these spells miss a little bit, OG seem unable to make their own aggressive moves, and Arteezy is just denying creep after creep. PA, what's her CS right now? 15 for 3. It's actually pretty good from Ana so far in this lane.
I'm loving watching this mid lane. I can't even take my eyes off it. I should be looking at the top lane because there's a tri lane up there, but Tops is just living on either a prayer or quarter HP. Maybe both. He just refuses to move back out of this lane or bring a salve. He keeps getting clipped.
Oh,
an illusion rune for him. Crit, the rolling boulder in, Tops and side sets quickly. Space to be created. He's got concept for Tornado. He'll connect on spot to the veil, but the slave is able to reach to the left to reach top stop from the 9.
And this is how this mid lane is going to be. Sumail and Thompson will be trading non-stop. Invoker wants to trade so he can make use of the Quas Orbs, and Sumail wants to trade because he can kill with an ally. And that's the second kill here in mid now. Sumail off to a really hot start.
You know, I've thought that before, and then Thompson's Monkey King kicked in, so
not gonna, different.
It's definitely a different style of game. There was definitely an Ire and Magnus in that series as well. But I also just want to think about another lane. Number 1 on the CS right now is actually Seb. He's been running this bottle on the bottom lane. He's going to try and control both the 5-minute bounty runes. S4 does not want to let that happen. So Seb will back off, and you see Crit already rotating over. And S4, it looks like he wants to try and contest.
Oh, okay. Seb didn't want to fight for it. So that's 3 runes for EG, who's respecting the rotation out of Crit. Saw him on that observer ward in the bottom area that Crit was coming. So his TP at least secures that rune. And now I'm really curious what Seb's going to do here. It's actually the thing I'm most curious about in the game now, because from my experience, this lane will be completely unplayable for Shaker once Enchantress is 6. The only thing he can really do is to creep with Fissure. Every time you try to melee a creep with Enchant Totem, you will take 2 or 3 impetuses your way, and it's just not feasible in the long run. So what is he going to do? He's pulling the wave for now a little bit.
Look towards spin, rolling boulder in, Laguna Blade is up for Sumail. It's the first fire striker rate, EMP Tornado. Sumail's going to lose a lot of mana. The call snap, he's still just got enough to get into top 2 with living armor. It has arrived, and Thompson will survive the first Laguna of this game.
It's very unusual that you see the Trent not skill living.
Fly, he's back again. He aims to survive Laguna, but can he survive everything else? G-Rex will arrive. It's a good stroke into the stun. Now Crit's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. Nice turnaround for OG. Took 6 minutes, but now they're on the board. Up the mark. 1-3.
And Notel, he's ready to fight Fly on the rune, but Notel doesn't have Leech Seed. He's 1-0-2 build, extremely defensive Treant build. Not getting even that one skill point to help in the lane, but focusing on how much can I hit the other lanes with that living armor.
Do you actually think the living armor build-up is also... Oh, hello, rolling boulder down towards the bottom lane. T-Rex under attack, cramp between S4 as well as Crypt. But we saw OG when they put the Treant before. They're always looking to repair their towers. How does Arteezy actually take these towers if you level up living armor very early on? How hard do you have to commit as the Terrorblade to actually bring down the tower?
That's actually part of the brilliance in this Terrorblade pick, because first, the obvious thing is that it's good against the PA, right? High armor, so you're good against these hard-hitting physical attacks, but the second part, Terrorblade is a really good hero at forcing down towers from half or full to 0. So he can't deal with it if they group up and make a team move. It's one of the best heroes against Treant Protector in this early stage of the game as a carry. You can't really ask for anything better than that.
Yeah. Because they will still lose that mid. They will still lose that tier 1 tower on bottom lane.
Fly is going to plant some enemy in mid. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know those characters, so I can't tell you what they are. But there's probably some meaning to this. Jerax.
He's
running into Fly. Okay, see ya.
Nothing to be had here, apart from Jerax potentially killing the courier on the way back. But with the tier 1 tower dropping, S4 was just able to force the issue. No, I was watching Arteezy rotate over, but he's done a large portion of this metamorphosis.
That's just such an early Midas for S4. He's going to be rich this game. 730 Midas with Boots and Basilius. It's really, really good times for S4. And you look at the CS chart, all top 3 sitting on that EG side, and the Shaker was doing well in the start. I think quite a bit of his CS is probably jungle creeps, and now this bottom lane, is he going to be able to farm here? Oh, S4 is moving, so for now he is.
Tornado just pushing Smell back a little bit further.
Absolutely perfect.
But Ana's still doing well. And this top lane, we know how important it is for OG to give Ana a good game. And his game looks solid right now. He's sitting on the 50 CS minute 8. Same as the Terrorblade. Level 6. So both of these heroes are having a good game and are happy.
The only downside for Ana is he doesn't have like that Empower buff up he's used to, so he's having to build into the Battle Fury on the Phantom Assassin just to still keep finding that farm rate. GrandGrant is hoping for something on bottom lane. Seb's got a lot of damage to work with. Now completing up the phase boots. Potentially able to run down some of these heroes, and GrandGrant just needs to start them off, so there's the Inkswell. Okay, that's maybe not exactly the way he planned to do that. That was not the right target, and now Seb's kind of trapped behind the tree line. Sprint's wondering if he can get some help, but Seb, now he's going to find him. Starts with a totem, follows up with a Fidger, Echo slams just for good measure, and Crit tanks through a lot of it. Raindrops help out with that, but they'll still take the kill. That was a lot harder than it needed to be for OG.
Yep. They don't get any structural damage in here, it looks like they're going to hit the tower, but it's a kill. It all helps. Gotta find what you can as OG right now, as your playmaking potential, as was talked about by the panel, is mainly coming from top. But since he lost his lane by a bit, the tempo is not that high. So you can use Grimstroke with Shaker. And, well, they're still hitting the tower. I reckon EG want to defend this somewhat.
It feels like they should, but they're going to finish the tier 1 and then TP down? Where are they? Actually, yeah, you can't. This damage is taking forever without the creep wave. Maybe they're okay with it. They're wasting time with No-Tail. He actually came underneath the Observer Ward under the bottom rune. So Fly was just waiting for the attack to come in from Thompson.
And Thompson's going to walk through the same ward that No-Tail just did. Each know exactly what Thompson is up to. And with him starting to play between mid and bottom, they're absolutely not defending this tower now.
They've worked it out.
It takes them so long, but, you know, slow and steady, eventually you'll get it. If nobody comes down there, GrandGrant has been pushing this tower for like a full minute. And now the siege is going to come and help him finish it off the last %.
You'd actually think you'd get more levels out of this too by being in the lane. S4's attacking into the tier 1 tower mid. It's the last remaining tier 1 tower for OG. They're really having trouble controlling their map area, but normally OG sacrifice heroes in the early game. This tier 1 tower is the next thing on the menu for OG. No-Tail can't come close. He's in range. Sentry, S4, doing a good job not to reveal the fact that he can see him. Not reacting in any way, but now the creeps move towards him. No-Tail realizes they can see me. In fact, not 1, not 2, but 3 sentry wards had to be planted in that mid lane just to see things.
But it's well worth it. They got the biggest tower of the game, and there was no fighting from OG because Trent is only level 5, so they didn't have the overgrowth, they didn't have the soulbind, both supports from OG sitting on those level 5s when EG supports are level 6. That's such a huge difference in power set.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good timing of the aftershock.
He'll get the double Fisher stun out as well, but S4 enchants him up. Seb can't make it to the trees. Well, you're probably hoping you could TP away to safety. Clever duking, but it will not happen. And Fly gives the tip back to Seb. Seb, he seems to be the master of the memes on OG. Fly gets a little bit of a rebuttal. And actually, well, Fly, that was maybe a little short-lived. OG have come back. By me indeed.
He's dead. Is that an urn charge? It is. It's big. Keep an eye on Invoker's Vessel charges in this game. It's the way they're going to kill the Enchantress. Until S4 has a counter item, that is the one way they can kill her outside of using the PA for the hardcore physical burst.
Because of his great stat, he's actually going in for just the Dragonlance to begin with. I don't know if it's going to be the full Hurricane Pike, but they're looking for initiation. ES rolled for Thompson, and that movement speed. Haste Rune is up, 550 on the board. And S4 being watched by No-Tail. They know he's coming in from the side, so Thompson knows how much he can get away with call snaps to Mail, trying to get his own stun. The silence is there for Gret, and not hitting every ability, meaning the back movement is possible. In fact, GrandGrant will die to S4. Notel for the overgrowth. The Fly starts letting it go. 2 heroes down for OG. This is not the clean, crisp Dota we've expected and already seen from them this tournament.
I think the games that we saw on the main stage yesterday was also Newbie giving OG flat out their best picks. They gave them IO and Mag, and EG just come in with better preparation. They know exactly how they want to approach this first game, and they're looking great so far. I find it funny how Ana and RTZ are literally not getting involved in anything. They've been playing top both of them for pretty much 13 minutes straight, not moving across the map, or actually not true. RTZ might have been part of a push on one of the sides, on one of the other lanes.
It's fight time. It's Blink reveal over on the EMP. It's them! Fly and Crit just evaporate. S4's also on the run. Seth, he's got Fissure up. S4 just with your feet wet. No way to get away from the spray. And he's locked inside the tip of the dump stop from Snell. Maybe a little bit extra space. S4 back to Thompson. Who's the one trouble. Seth comes Blink over. Now he's trying to control on both RTZ, Smell, and S4. No, that ain't happening. Start up and Seth is gone. Overconfidence with a capital Seth.
That is the most ambitious TP of the main event, I think. He TP'd right next to Alina with left striker ready.
Maybe he's like, oh,
That was a nice blink reveal.
He's gonna get a mana right. Maybe there's a chance.
It's a good blink reveal, but at the same time, you would have to get a core kill. You got the 2 supports. You got the Maiden and the Shaker with your Echo Slam. You get a little bit bloodthirsty on Thompson, who starts chasing. And Thompson was kind of lucky to stay alive there too. He almost died to S4, and you see the problem they have with this Enchantress. The only way, they were 4 heroes against Enchantress, and she was Fissure locked off, and it wasn't even close. Like, they were tempted to try, but not possible without the PA. The Vessel will change things, but it's not there just yet. Thompson, he needs another 200 gold.
Same with the Battle Fury for Ana. Maybe he starts getting involved after this is able to arrive. The win probability is keeping it nice and close, 51-49. That's what we want to see. We've already had an amazing day of Dota 2. Let's keep the streak going late into the Shanghai night. The 15-minute bounty runes in 10 seconds.
Looks like a 2 for 2.
Yeah, it should be. EG will claim the north, OG will claim the south.
What have we?
There it is.
Bounties.
This'll come in handy. Radiant are scattered.
Oh, rolling boulder. Up towards top. Trent won't have a crack at Ana. Not easy, doesn't have any damage or a stun, which is required to stop Ana. Don't magnetize will on cooldown for a while from Crit.
Got him one chat wheel left.
It's kind of the issue when rolling boulder became your stun instead of just the kick.
Yeah.
Then they move in towards the mid lane. Oh, once again, Overwatch and G-Rex nearby. Gonna put down the Ink Swap. Thompson, the damage may just be more than enough to kill. He turns for an EMP tornado, but in death he'll burn mana, but that's it. Fly once again being very liberal with that freezing field.
Immediately putting this lens to use. Sumail's lens, oh, not immediately, but in that instance they are putting it to use, showcasing how good this item can be against a hero like Invoker. The reach is just exceptional. Earth Spirit can roll in from really far away, and the Lina can very easily follow up, even though the Earth stun is only level 2. It's enough for Sumail to
S4 is your combination. Seb will get the first stun off, and maybe not the greatest of chaining against this S4. Enchantress, they're trying to find the damage. Notel has to go off the overgrowth, put the quick silence down, but Sumail's already arrived from a long way down. He's able to get the stun. There's no movement back from Seb.
I don't get it. Why didn't they just hit him?
Good question. Hey, maybe he's untouchable.
Just hit him.
And now is EG being aggressive. Thompson with the high ground, EMP tornado. Gonna make it difficult for RTZ. Starts not to dodge it, but he's got 21 chances.
I love that you say decides not to dodge it. There's so many clips of RTZ man to dodging whatever, so you're just assuming he will never fail. He decides not to. There's no way he could have failed that, right?
Hey, I put RTZ up on a pedestal for a clip.
He is very rich, by the way. 10k net worth, 17 minutes in. It's generally a very dangerous proposition to give terribly complete free farm, but I just think in this game OG barely had a choice with their turn. It's just very defensive, very slow, with both PA and Treant and Grimstroke. They need to have someone to play around, and since the other 2 lanes were EG favored, the tempo of the game is just completely being dictated by this EG side. Now what I do want to say OG shouldn't do, stop going for this Enchantress. I think it's really hurting them. The kills, you have to accept S4 will be farmed this game. If you're not bringing your PA to this kill, it's too hard, and the cost benefit doesn't favor you kind of ever unless you see pretty much the entire enemy lineup somewhere else on the map. Because the counterplay is dangerous too, right? Imagine you kill the edge.
Yep.
You used everything.
Yep.
And then, what if there's an Earth Spirit coming in with this Alina?
This is when you need, you need Stifling Dagger from range, you need Seb to be the controller, you need to create a little bit more space. And I'm actually liking this a little bit more. Seb, he's going in for the Aghanim Scepter, then he's going to build for the BKB, so he can be that nuisance that we know and love to be in the faces of EG, and give Ana that space to farm. He doesn't want to join it. This is the way OG always play. It's 4 attack, 1 farm.
Yep.
And so far, he's now ahead of both S4 as well as Sumail. But he's still got a couple of thousand gold to catch up with before he's going to get in front of us easy. But he's going to move quick. He's going to farm quick.
I don't think, I think if you just mathematically let these two heroes completely free farm from the start of the game, they buy whatever items they want, Terrorblade wins. He just has better farming potential. He can farm wave while farming jungle. His first ramp-up items are just faster. The PA has to build this full battlefield before trouble is kicking in.
Notel walking in range with the sentry wall. The dire sentry will get quickly dewarded. They have another one further up that Ana and Jirax on the bottom trying to push it, but Sumail's already moving down. Coming past his own shrine, TP support's on the way. So ES start stop. Jirax gonna land out a stun over on ES, but PA can't really do much. It's Sumail! It's like it's coming from downtown. The Hexra help, EMP tornado, Thompson actually catching in the back of the line. He ruins up Ana, then lets it go. No escaper is there, of course there is. It's the Phantom Assassin. Not caught out the same way as the short film contest. Is able to blink away to teammates. She's got those. Then straight back to mid, straight back to the farm. The living armor to protect, building into this desolator.
Yeah, why didn't the PA just blink strike the vent?
Because
she did it right
attack.
before.
Yeah.
Why didn't she have refresher though?
Cooled it.
30 seconds
Why?
till bounties.
Why are you just not a better player?
30 seconds till bounty runes. There's no vessel charges, so this fight for OG, if they choose to run into the enemy team, will be hard. Oh, running into Thompson.
Yeah, tornadoes up, flag gets sent up. Crit's going to work, but EG, they've started Roshan. That's what they want. Invoker, living armor's giving him some extra life. Definitely blasting the 3-man pushback. A quick Yule Scepter up, and the rolling ball. No, he misses, but Sumail will not. Roshan, he's still sticking down. 3.5k. OG are in no position to contest this, and it looks like they also have no idea.
Notel was thinking about getting this bounty rune, but he would have gotten killed. So that's going to be Roche, as well as 2 runes. And what do they pay? They don't even pay a power bottom. OG
Seb's trying.
Falling further and further behind.
7,500 and increasing is the net worth advantage. The experience is shooting as well.
And this is kind of, it's a bit reminiscent of one of Thompson's Invoker game, TI9, where I think it was against LGD, they sat on him really hard in mid and just slowed down his tempo, because OG's strategy when they play this mid Invoker with Quas-Wex is very momentum based, and you stifle that momentum, and so all of a sudden OG's lineup just feels so much easier to deal with. In this game, it's the Earth Spirit Lina getting these couple of kills on Thompson. Now they just killed him again. No vessel charges. And it just, Arteezy's having the time of his life. This is such a free game right now.
I love
Terrorblade, he has Butterfly. And a bottom minute 20.
Arteezy's looking damn good. I love how you bring up the Sumail point, because it was Sumail who used to be the one like, oh man, this kid's really, really good. What do? He's playing Storm Spirit with momentum base. Let's just kill him every single time. They're faced at EG, and now they're dishing it out against OG.
And now Arteezy feels confident to go and push towers. He knows he has the Aegis, so even if he gets Echo Slam, there's that second life. Go hit the tower. OG seem like they want to try to defend this one though. Deso is completed on Ana. This is his first peak.
Seb's doing the full wraparound. He wants the greatest clip-worthy Echo Slams of all time. He'll take the Courier instead. That'll work. But they lose the tier 2 tower in the meantime.
It gives away information.
Yeah.
EG, OG, or EG no OG are coming from behind.
Thompson is looking for Sumail. He wants him in the trees. He's going to move up. And now, EMP Tornado. Sumail, they want to send him dry. Yule Scepter, defensive. Nothing is bumped. And now they all turn around for the fight. And it's moving forward. The Soul Fight, S4 as well. Arteezy together. With the double silence, letting it go. Fly, he's doing the work. Look at him like Anna. Stand in this fight. The rest of OG want to get the hell out of there. Now they've killed Crit. But Seb magnetizes on him. The Yule Scepter is up. Seb is down. Thompson will be able to survive. He's waiting a little longer though before he'll use his TP away.
And the MVP of that fight for me is Crit. He rolls on the Shaker. He keeps the Shaker as well as Invoker busy for a good, I don't know, 20 seconds before he finally dies. And it makes this fight so easy for EG. I wonder if we're going to get a replay of that. I think we saw the rolling boulder, but then the fight was happening on the top side. It's just Excellent play.
Thompson's clearing the creep wave. He understands they can't push up high ground. Illusion is actually giving the tower health with the regeneration up. It's all backdoor protection.
But he lost nothing there. They didn't even use meta. They didn't have it. So next tower, it's already being circled by Fly. We're going to see it now. So Thompson catches some good defensive duels, but this role, the Earth Spirit is going to stay down here forever. Okay, it might not be on the replay either because we see the fight up top, but you can imagine for yourself what's happening off screen if you look at the minimap. There's an Earth Spirit just forcing Echo, keeping two heroes at bay forever, and Ana just still feels like he can't really fight. He goes in and just gets blown up by spells.
It didn't help that he ended up jumping like into Laguna. Like there's no BKB to protect him. He jumped right on top of the Crystal Main to try and stop the freezing field so the rest of the team can fight. But we'll have in this own debate as well. It's like, can the Crystal Maiden naturally die? We were asking this during the drafting phase. Like, is this just going to be a massive problem? Hi, Thompson.
Historically, the PA has just murdered many a Crystal Maiden over the course of Dota games, but nowadays, Maiden has a health talent. She buys bracers. Look at Maiden's health right now. Sure, it's only 5 armor, but she has 1430 health with just 1 bracer and a wand and this talent. Can buy a Ghost Scepter maybe, can buy another bracer, just tank up, and you will not be one-shot jumped by this PA. You get a chance to hold your ground. And if you get your ulti off, all this defensive armor is gonna be super helpful for you.
Yeah, they come.
Time, DD.
Double damage for him, bottled up, ready for this right moment. The living armor won't protect this much longer. But what do they do?
It goes back.
Yeah, it's gone, man, it's gone.
Yo, OD open the fan?
Maybe.
Good
Send it up in the air, get rid of the double with the EMP burn, easy. Again, decides not to dodge the EMP. And Zeb, he jumps in, he has the Aghanim Scepter up, but now he's got the life up on Zeb. Take that melee, Rax. Take the range one as well. What's PA got in return? The bottom tower? That's not enough. They need more. But EG, first ones to claim Rax against OG, and they do it in under 25 minutes.
This game has been very one-sided so far. I wonder if OG can find a way back. We've seen them come back from ridiculous situations many times before, but it's definitely...
It's a PA crit that I never want to say is not going to work. Like, what happens once Phantom Assassin has fallen? Stop. What happens when you start giving her alacrity with a BKB, putting her into the fight? Can EG then, like, hold through that blast? Thompson, what are you doing?
This is an item that'll help. The Enchantress picks up a Solar Crust, so whoever the PA jumps on, S4 will defensively Solar, or of course he can offensively Solar as well if they're going for kills, but this item is so good when you have Terrorblade in your team. Giving him that massive burst of attack speed, he's a monster in this game. Just flat out insane farm.
OG is still prepping for the fight.
Yeah, it feels like they need to wait for the BKB of Ana, and then they can try to make a move with a smoke, try to find a way to get a fight inside their own vision where they can get an overgrowth. You need to overgrowth this Terrorblade, but he has both Manta and BKB, so he has 2 breaks now instead of only the one of Manta. It's a tall order, and probably the lowest impact we've seen from No-Tail in any game at this tournament. It's hard. Like, options don't exist.
He's going to be a full-on cannon with an MKB. You got to see that Lotus Orb actually arrive from Jirax. He does have the Ether Lens, so at least you'll have that cast range. Thompson, 400-ish gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter build up. All of this is slowly going to arrive.
It's going to help. It's definitely going to help to get this Ags. He has some good solutions for Terrorblade illusions. His Tornado, the Deafening Blast, EMP, Ice Wall.
Guy swing down here. The creep wave's coming to it.
You're naturally not too high armor, and I think earlier today we saw Moon when he was playing the Lina. I think he took the health talent in that game against a PA, I believe. Maybe. I don't know.
I'll say yes.
Different approaches to the same problem. Aghanim's
done.
Yeah. The problem for Ana now is you're like, finally I have my BKB, but the counter item's already ready. There's the Aghanims on Lina, and there's the Terrorblade MKB. this upcoming fight.
Oh, Seb's dead. Seb is totally dead. He's just walking right into the middle of EG. Smoked up, looking to attack. The haste screen is down, but he can't have enough time. Even with the jump up the hill, he can't make it. So Seb is down. Anna was hiding himself on the bottom lane, so it was Seb who was walking away. Both were there together, hoping one from EG. Just one person like Lena would come out to try and fight. But they have no creep wave, so pushing in. They're going to fight with the Alpha Lock. Does EG actually have enough? No. You have protection on multiple fronts, Cliff, as well as 7 charges of living armor. They'll burn through it, and now use the power of EG. The tower is gone. Fabian's like, wait, can this guy actually keep up with the current pace of this meta of Dota? You see that type of... Yeah, he can do it.
Got the tower, but he can't backdoor the melee racks. It's too much regen, too tanky. But he's going to take the tier 3, he's going to take the shrine, he's going to keep cutting the mid wave. Good job from Thompson to make sure the mid wave was pushed out. If he didn't manage that, they could have lost racks in this instance. And OG, it's desperation time. They need to fight. The metamorphosis is running out.
Anna walked underneath the observer, and Sentry comes right up towards Arteezy. Thompson got his own target. It's S4. Send him up. The missed timing for Seb jumps in. It's Thompson. Seb, what have you got? All right, for the top. Anna looking for his own pot of damage. S4. Anna can't attack. One more attack will do it. Anna's able to get down and then jump over for a double kill. It's a play. Throws ball to Rip on the start. Right up the push him back. Support. It's all flying back right now. Inverter. So long the line. He's never standing still. The lead of the entrance set. In a right finally in from Zed. The wall space is being created. It's real easy. It's being all for EG. A jump away. Stop the electric rate. Still holds true. And Zed runs for the trees. But he will not be safe. Undopted Sentry 2. Durex has no way to run away. Terrorblade creates the mirror, staying just out of the range of the stun. Notel wants to help out. Arteezy just diving in. Anna, at least he can get a crit, but Arteezy, remember when he came here for a while ago, it was to take the lane of Rax, and they've got the damage output, they've got the crit wave, and OG have no defense. Maybe they can kill off Samael if he comes up high ground, but the rest of EG are moving towards the mid. They want to fight Anna. He blinks out for Samael. He blinks out. They want to go deeper into OG's face. You may have found fun, newbie, but you won't found fun this time around, OG. EG under the tier 4 towers. Maybe this is a little bit too deep, but there's only 2 pointers up trying to defend this. Here comes your meatball down, but in Boca, he's got nothing more to give. Notel into the base. They're all dead. EG take game 1. Here when it counts on the main stage.
They are destroyed. I think that's fair to say that that was a very, very one-sided game. EG.
That kid, right? Samael, not a kid, he's a man. He trashed that mid lane so hard. He's long-range stuns, but you called out the insolence, but it felt like Samael was just this permanent lockdown, but never in any trouble from OG.
It was not really fair mid either. That's the problem.
Well, they picked it.
Not fair.
OG had last pick, right?
Yeah, but the Earth Spirit factor. What are you going to against Lena Earth Spirit that you feel like you can't die? Maybe Brood, but I think it might have been banned. Brood could have actually been a really good pick this game, but I don't think... Does Thompson even play that hero? Not sure.
Orders.
Howdy, y'all. Who's on Reddit on that 32? Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
I mean, sure, we're both North American, but the other guys are way more North American than us, especially Crit.
And you're back in the finals. I guess that's what it took. I guess that's just what it took.
Shoulder check, shoulder check, shoulder check. Hey, sorry about that, you hoser. Hope you had fun in the grand finals, eh? Shoulder check, shoulder check.
In a way, I think the boys are actually model North Americans. They even have that classic NA salt.
All right, listen up. I'm so mad right now. Crit, off with your troll warlord. Sumail, I don't want to see no underlord middle. Gustav, if you ask for puck one more time, I swear to God, it's not TI3 anymore. Hey, I told you no more fucking camera.
In the end, we were just some North American boys trying to make our way into this year's international. Together, united, one team under Dota.
North America.
Wow, man, what a great North American squad representing America out here in Shanghai. Did you know that kind of NA spirit they had?
I had no idea that. OG's turn to pick. OG's turn to ban.
Earth Shaker.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Evil Geniuses turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban.
Absolutely perfect.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Long duration lockdown. Frustrating hero to play against for sure if you do have an ET or Mirana.
Evil Geniuses turn to ban.
Kunkka, the next ban, very common setup hero with Mirana as well. We saw a lot of teams successfully use that combo just because it gives you the easiest setup ever.
I wonder what kind of damage hero EG is gonna pick. I assume like S4 is going to play some AoE magical damage control hero, which can kill the Enchantress.
What are you thinking, like a tiny or something?
5 seconds remaining.
Too early to tell?
Yeah, I think it's too early to tell. Tiny, I feel like Tiny is a bit too single target as well.
What about Tidehunter? Tidehunter was like first phase ban in the Vici-LGD series earlier today, but we haven't seen either of these guys touch it yet. Do you think something like that would be useful here?
Tide is pretty cool. It can like stop the Earthshaker from getting his combos off with the Ravage, but I assume like if they do pick Tide, they need more damage. I don't think it's enough damage.
What about like a typical like mid laner turned off laner, like a Lesh or a Pugna, or Lesh banned of course,
yeah,
but
Lesh was
something like that would work.
But it was banned.
Yeah, it was a very common opening for a lot of teams to actually go to like ET Lesh because you amplify your damage so much. But they'll need something else instead.
I think EG, they... What about the gyrocopter for EG if they want to go for that for our
I was thinking
right?
gyrocopter,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't like the gyro versus Enchantress matchup. I think it can go both ways.
Yeah.
If gyro can get on top of Enchantress, sure, but Enchantress, like by nature, is a good hurricane pipe buyer. It can like shoot impetuses from very far. It can outrange the gyro, so sometimes it can go the other way around.
I've seen kind of like, it looks like teams have think the exact same way, right? We've seen some teams like they pick the gyro into the Enchantress, and other teams they pick the Enchantress versus the gyro. Just yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see those type of back and forths from teams. So we get an ogre.
Yeah, very high health, very high armor. TP hero can be a 3.
potential for high magic damage.
Yeah, with especially with ET's aura.
So the downside that the part that it doesn't fit of what you want in Febby is not that much AoE damage basically. So you can't push out lanes very well, but you can just stay in your lane, live in it, not be harassed out of it, and continue to push it that way. That's one option for the hero. And then later on join the team fights.
Yeah, it's a natural pipe builder too, so Earthshaker is not gonna have as much impact.
How do you feel about that pick?
I was thinking Void for EG might have been good for the AoE control and especially with the ET. But yeah, OG picks Void. It's okay because Enchantress provides damage. Every time you have Void, you want damage in your Chrono, and I think Enchantress is the damage.
I feel like it might have been a bit of a steal pick, right?
Yeah,
maybe if EG was going to look for it, because it's, I mean, with the ET and Mirana, it's amazing. So that does kind of look like they just kind of robbed that one away if EG was looking to go for that type of hero.
Yeah, because that's definitely one of the issues with the Mirana pick right now is that there just aren't a ton of arrow setups. Obviously, Stomp is amazing, but in the laning stage, it's going to be a little bit harder. Void also even good against that. If they're lacking disables, Ogre's got to get close range to land his stun. ET's got to land this obvious Stomp that Void can easily time walk. So right now, Mirana's not looking like the best 4, actually.
Yeah, they might, I mean, they still could move it, right? Now they have Bloodlust as well. They're keeping themselves open to switching it up still on the side of EG.
It's true.
Like Febby was saying, right? Like Sumail, he loves playing as Mirana sometimes, and we have seen a couple core Miranas. We have seen a couple of them in the mid lane. From I know Vici played it a couple of times too. They're gonna take the gyro.
Yeah, it's something that we need, some AoE, some magical damage.
Gyro feels a little bit iffy against Chronosphere plus Enchantress to me though, because I mean he traditionally does get a lot of health, and yes, maybe he'll buy Butterfly at some point, but getting Chronosphere and not having too many saves on the back line might be really scary for him.
He's my favorite pairing though with Elder Titan. Favorite carry pairing, because you're a mix. You're not just physical damage, you're very high magical damage, so you work really well, and it provides you extra team fight, which I think that they, the Ogre might have made them lack a little bit there.
Yeah, it's a combo that EG is very familiar with. We've been seeing it a couple of times in the group stages too, the Gyro ET.
Ooh, Tiny, that looks like it's a very high potential for Topson's hero. He's been super dominant actually on the hero when I saw him playing it for the most part, just being able to constantly run around and just wreak havoc on the map. Especially versus the squishies. Gyrocopter can tend to be a little bit squishy sometimes.
Yeah,
you get off to a good start.
With the Axe Build too, I think it like just inputs insane amount of damage, and I think it can be a cool new combo, the Void plus Tiny with the Tiny Axe.
That's true, I like that.
Yeah.
It's really good with Void. It helps so much. I think Manesky was running that earlier. The Chrono would come out, and then you do the tiny tree toss, you get in like 6, 7, 8 trees.
Yeah, it looked like a really good combo.
Was that the same thing that, did Secret have that too? With the Void and the Tiny? I think mid one rushed Ags.
Well,
that
the Apsar stole Chronosphere a few times, so probably.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chronospheres in those games.
Oh yeah, you're right actually, that's a good point. Because I remember he skipped the Echo Saber. He went Echo Saber after, but he went straight Ags, which was interesting to me, because usually it's like, on your Echo, because you apply the slow, but if you have something like that huge lockdown, you don't need the extra slow. You're going to be having that big damage pump into it, so that's actually pretty neat.
I'm expecting EG to throw Gyro in the mid lane myself, just because Sumail's typically the guy that plays it on their team. I mean, if you do land an arrow mid, even if there isn't a setup, and sometimes there can be with Homing Missile, it's a good hero for crossing the river and potentially getting solo kills if the stun's long enough. I don't know if it's going to be super viable against Tiny, because Tiny's health is pretty high, but
I feel like you won't get many last hits in that lane though if you're mid versus a Tiny.
That's true.
You can use the missile to zone him every now and then, but the base damage advantage is pretty high. But still flexible, right? They still can choose to move it around, depending on which matchup they do want to have.
I mean, one bright side is they can probably rune control be a little bit better with the Mirana. And the Gyro's a lot faster, so running him down, maybe lower chance of Gyro dying.
Turn to pick.
Last bans here, Batrider again being banned towards OG. They are kind of lacking their 5-position hero. And then OD being banned against EG, which would have been another great hero for setting up arrows. If they throw OD in the mid lane, especially against a melee like Tiny, super easy to banish and get guaranteed arrows. So that would have been a pretty easy way for Topson to lose his lane.
Yeah, a lot of the Conquer OD bans when there's early Mirana picks, it's like you kind of just have to cover your bases.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
So what are they going to grab for their last hero? OG could play the Tiny as a 4. They could put the Enchantress on a 5. That could leave Topson up to grabbing an entirely new hero here if they really want to, but
there's so many cool things that OG can do right now. They can put 5 Enchantress, mid Tiny, and like pick a new border for JerAx. Phoenix looks okay. Even if there's a Mirana on the other team, you have Void.
It feels, I think it sounds okay, but I just feel like they're lacking easy disables and gank stuff that isn't team fight, like ultimate base. It's like Chronosphere, maybe like Blink Earthshaker, or Blink Tiny, but I feel like they need something reliable, maybe.
They're gonna go with Oracle.
It's okay.
I think it's a good Fate's Edict game. There's a lot of magical damage coming out of Evil Geniuses right now. Right now, all their damage is magical damage, and Oracle's second spare is just gonna negate a lot of that damage.
And they can use Oracle's ultimate to just purge off a stun. If somebody, like if the Faces Void gets stunned at a crucial moment, Tiny gets stunned at a crucial moment, remove that, let him take a team fight. It's pretty cool.
Now, I was thinking Void might need a stun, might need a save, because there's a lot of lockdown from Evil Geniuses, and there was no save from OG until that Oracle pick, so they could have bursted the Void down before the team fight started.
Is it going to be strong enough to lane against an Ogre, though? Like, if that's an offlane Ogre, he's going to have to slap that guy a lot to get killed.
They're just going to go the Terrorblade again. It worked last time for them.
But now there's an Enchantress on the other side of things, yeah. So I don't know. I think this Enchantress versus TV matchup is pretty hard for the TV.
It should be a lot of damage. If TB is disabled, they should be able to combo him potentially.
And Enchantress can just chase down the TV and just take away the illusions, crippling his farm. So.
What about the other way around? Reflection against the OG heroes. Do the Reflections get bashes? Not sure. Anyway, that is the draft for game number 2 here, EG versus OG. Let's send it over for an interview with Sakshika.
And we really are looking for that third game to repeat history from last TI. It was semi-final 2 that these teams met up. Of course, then it was OG who 2-1 down EG. What can happen this time around? They're confident. They're confident with the draft this time around, Send.
There's a couple of things that can happen. EG could win this game, then they're 2-0. OG could win this game, then they're 1-1.
Wow.
And then for the third game, would you believe it, there's also 2 possible outcomes in that game. So that would be, you know, if you do like the flowchart of this, it's really complicated, but yeah, you'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this game, specifically the Enchantress that's talking a little bit of draft panel, because I think the logic that EG are applying this game that makes them pick the Terrorblade again is they want a carry that, first of all, that farms really well when it's given space. EG's heroes are really good at fighting early on outside of RTZ's hero. And sure, Enchantress has a good matchup against Terrorblade in the lane, but Terrorblade isn't gonna lane. He's gonna play there until he's level 4 or 5. When it seems like Enchantress is starting to get scary, it's gonna retreat to the jungle. And if Enchantress starts hunting Terrorblade in the enemy jungle, she can get ganked by Gyro from mid. That's the whole idea here. He can go deep into the jungle, he can play the opposite jungle as well. Probably not the Radiant one, but you know what I mean. Around the triangle with Terrorblade and have a good time. For OG, however, you have very big AoE spells and cooldowns. And if they don't connect on the Terrorblade, I just see his fights being relatively free. Like, what's actually killing this Terrorblade in this game? They don't have heavy single target burst outside of Enchantress. Tiny's okay for a while, but then Tiny's damage late game is physical.
What happens if you can't kill him before he can Sunder?
Yeah, that's always a problem.
It's like that's your burst damage from the Tiny, which starts to wear off after a while. But they do have really great combinations. Maybe this is the reason why Sakshika just feels so confident. Like, we always look for the thing that works with the Chrono. Long are the days that we just do this with the Skywrath Mage. Now we toss trees. You have Topson who can do insane amounts of damage. You've got Enchantress who can make the most of that control area too. With the impetus she can throw out. Like, there's just a lot of things that they can work with.
But I think there's something very clear in what you're saying too, is the absolute majority of the damage you're talking about is physical or physical based. Enchantress hits are physical attacks. You can get evasion against it as Terrorblade. Tree throw is physical. You get a lot of armor on Terrorblade naturally, and Void more or less 100% physical damage too. So I think for the name of the game for OG here is play high tempo. I don't think trading farm and playing a slow game here is going to favor them in the long run. You're playing against Elder Titan late game, one of the strongest supports with the aura for a lot of damage. And of course, let's not forget the mid hero for EG also skills. It's a gyrocopter.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of the way of the game with Bloodlust too.
And it's been one of the most popular heroes of TI9. We get our lanes up. So EG running the safe lane, the ET and the Terrorblade together.
Notel?
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of damage onto Notel, trying to back himself up. The Oracle has no real save. He went Fortune in to begin with, but into the trees. Only Tangos to bring his back up again, and S4 copping the same kind of damage from Ana.
Notel used the Fortune's end to secure range creep, and S4 immediately went for the Fire Blast into arrow combination with crit. Something I don't remember who on the talent on the panel mentioned this, that OG should probably look to get better lanes this time around. They're playing Oracle Void. This is also not a very strong lane. So once again, they're running the risk of getting pressured pretty hard in this Ana lane. Their mid lane is good though. Tiny is just a flat-out strong laner in general, and their other lane, Enchantress Shaker, is very strong. So
speaking of Enchantress Shaker, they're really getting up in the face of RT. Cly, he did the pull, that's why they're underneath the tower. Seb trying to get as much damage in as possible, but that's easy. They're trying to bait him in using the Metamorphosis. They've even vision blocked him out from potentially getting some kills on creeps, including the range creep, and he still refused to use it. He's been holding it back. Another small thing is also the ward vision. Fly, he actually put a sentry ward down, which is able to block the camp up on the top, so there's no pull for OG to work with, and that sentry ward is actually barely out of range of the observer ward that's watching the stacking from Fly. So just a fun vision game up on the north.
It's a pretty unusual play for Elder Titans to block a camp like this, but he's too scared of the Enchantress pressure with the enchant spell, and for good reason. If Seb gets like a Satyr or a Centaur, there's play combos that could give a kill on the TZ Terrorblade, so this way he keeps him nice and safe.
Metamorphosis is now finally been burned from TZ. Took until level 3, and he's got 2 points up in the Conjure image. So Seb and Jirex just holding back for the moment. Crit's waiting for the next attack. He's waiting for Sumail's homing missile to come while at bottom lane S4 and Notel held him there. There's stick charges from S4. He'll get back underneath the tower.
Close call.
And has managed to at least make Crit feel like he has to move off the lane. He found the illusion rune.
He's coming in with a salve as well, so S4 will be back in fighting shape. Notel's out of mana. He has no resources left, so this lane now plays itself for EG. They might even get the kill here if they play it right.
Be fast about it. They're focusing down on Ana. He can always just time walk this off, and he's got those 4 stick charges. Notel's gone bush, Crit. S4, here comes the level 2 Fire Blast out while Subfancies get away, but it's Notel stunned up into the tree line. They have the damage, they have the vision, and Ana actually being given the life from Notel. That's all he could do at the end of this. He has something to make Ana's lane work.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's not looking too hot down here right now. Both safe laners being punished. The Terrorblade's not having a free time. The Void is not having a free time. And that's where there's a fundamental difference in these two carries. If Terrorblade's laning stage is bad, he's going to go jungle level 4. What's Void going to do? He has to lane. He's stuck down here. And he's playing with an Oracle who now hit level 3, so Notel is a lot stronger now than before with the 2 points in Purifying Flames. There is some kill potential.
Of how Sumail was inching for the rune, and he doesn't get it. Was really hoping he wouldn't say it's a hate rune, a crit. 1/3 of his HP is up and running, but he's hoping to probably get the arrow against Topson if Sumail can just get a good homing missile off. But then again, Topson staying right on top of Sumail with his own damage.
And Topson is playing this lane as expected. He's winning against Sumail. This is a very tiny favored matchup in isolation early on. Just has way better base damage like what's mentioned on the panel. But Sumail is still... He's still doing all right. Like he's getting denied for sure, which is the problem. Oh, Thompson's going to go for some damage here. I don't know about that, Thompson. That's cutting it pretty close.
Sumail might just have the damage underneath the tower. Thompson makes a break for the tree line. Sumail can't actually reach him. Thompson doesn't have a mana for a toss away, but he's got try in 10 seconds. Yeah, that'll work.
We'll get a bounty rune as well, unless Fly.
He's coming over.
There's actually no mana on the Tiny.
Jirax has to stun him. And this will be mana on the Tiny now. Gets 3 bottle rings. Charges up. Fly. They start with the avalanche. Seb's moved over as well. Fly. He can get 1 punch in. He ain't no 1 punch man.
He very clearly placed the no-tail flag. Seb was staring him in the eyes when he died. Oh man.
Get in them hides, that's what OG likes to do.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't mute. You can't remove the flags.
Yeah, see, OG understand this. They just get around it. Ana and S4 really going hammer and tongs to the bottom lane. Nortel will throw out the Fortune's end. Just
Radiant's middle tower
giving
is under
S4 something to think about, but S4's got 900 HP. You're not getting through this Ogre.
It purges Bloodlust though. It's a minor annoyance.
TC's got Metamorphosis again. No pressure into that top tower. Remember, there's no Fear Protector in this game, but a single point of damage has been done to that tier 1 tower on top. Chris trying to leap himself away. I see Topson moving over. He's already used his combination. The Observer gives them all the information they need. Topson, 2 seconds till Toss is off cooldown. Crit leaps up a little bit further out. Now goes for a short range arrow. He doesn't have another leap available. Topson has both Avalanche and Toss available. Yeah.
Tops him and he's dead. Tossin.
Nicely done, Tossin. Thanks, Tossin.
Uh-oh, Arteezy's in trouble too.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Jirak's able to get the double stun. Fly couldn't do anything to help him out. The stomp is already used now. Fly's moving into the tree lines. He'll go for another stomp, but Jirak just waits it out perfectly. This is that crisper kind of play you're expecting to come in from OG. They play their stun timings right, they get the chains right, and Ana gets the lead to body block S4 in the trees. You can slow him down once again. Nortel, the never-ending Fortune's end over towards S4. The stun's at least on faces forward, so Ana won't keep this pressure up.
He's getting good farm though on the Void now. The start was a bit tough, he got pressured, but Nortel brought extra regen. Crick was roaming a little bit on the Mirana, which gave Ana more space, and now they might even kill S4 here.
Yeah, feeling very stranded with no Mirana to stay with him. The Princess of the Moon is currently absent from the throne. S4, another nuke from Ana. Actually, a nuke from Nortel, the bash from Ana will do the work.
Seb top.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Seb, he's low on life. The homing missile will come in and finish the job. Jirax tried to help out.
Tops ran down Arteezy all the way to the tier 3 and killed him.
Really?
So this dynamic is really interesting because the Enchantress will not be chasing him, but the Tiny is one of those heroes that can quickly push in the mid lane and start making a move for the enemy jungle. And he can solo kill Terrorblade this early on. Terrorblade has no health.
He's also got no net worth. Just to throw up the net worth graph, you can see him. He's fourth from the bottom, not even 2,000 to this Terrorblade's name. ES currently has more net worth on the support Jirax.
Topson does not get the rune yet. It's bottom. He will probably try to run down and take this region after pushing out mid. He knows it's there and that there's nobody going to take it right now.
And he's going to send the illusion to deny it.
Yeah, and he sent his hero into the other side of the jungle. But now he's going to maybe get smoked out. Oh, if he dies again.
Bad.
This is so good scan from Dire. They realize it's happening.
They just follow the illusion. They put down the protection. Not easy. He needs space. He needs time. Thompson doesn't want to keep man thing. They leave an observe ward back behind the tier 2 tower. Jirax is waiting on the hill. Arteezy reset upon on all sides. The courier's coming out to deliver the raid band. Hey, Gup, I think I know where he is. He's in the trees, but you'll lose the enchanters while all that's going on. Crit's able to get him. While OG are looking the other way.
Seb got greedy. Door for him.
Top found him. Finally, they found it. Drop the nukes, drop the hammer. Arteezy. They want to stay on top of him.
He's not playing Dota right now.
Fly's also in trouble in the back lines. Jirax chased him into the trees. That top fight took its toll. Jirax just needs to hit it once, and Fly, Jukin, keep moving around the rock walls, around the trees, but Jirax has towed him. It has the reach, while Ana, he has the extra life. He's getting the hit time block over on S4. They'll toss him down, and they have the damage between the two cores.
It is looking spicy for OG right now. That is true. Their laning stage, I was on the start, especially about this bottom lane, but things are looking great right now, mainly because our team, they're actually just...
Put the flag down, build a wall, and Arteezy can't cross it. Top lane, Seb's in real trouble in the middle of the call down. The attendants will not help him. The homing missile from Samel will wipe that smile off his face while Fly under the tier 2 tower. Jirax once again, comboing together. They're the Smash Brothers right now. S4 as well as Arteezy, the TP out, the stun, space created, and Jirax will also leave.
OG are playing really, really good Dota right now.
And now the Ruins as well.
They have the perfect read on what they need to do in the game with this Tiny. I think Topson is having a huge game impact right now. Even if he doesn't kill Arteezy, he's just ruining his game.
Look what he's doing. Ana has a double damage rune. He just wants to go onto Arteezy, but the Dire Observer Ward is scattered out movement. So with the DD rune, he won't get the leap into Chronosphere that Ana was probably looking for.
We've been talking a lot about Arteezy having a hard game, but as far as EG goes, their other two cores not looking too shabby. Gyrocopter almost top net worth. Ogre is ahead of the Enchantress.
Here we go again. Off me!
Oh dear.
Don't tell the elf.
The worst thing, can you even blame him? They've like smoked him 2 or 3 times, and they have deep wards. Just keep running him down, and now Thompson.
This is his 6th kill. He's taken 50% of the kills for OG. Thompson, how far can this guy be enabled? Phase boots up, moves through the tree. Another Vici block. GrandGrant. This is why on support he is one of the greatest. And Ana's taking tier 1 tower to boot. Keep him out of lane. The Shadows will take EG. But what can the Shadows grant them? The Observer Ward, Thompson, he actually de-warded. He had the Radiant Sentry there. So now EG's even lost the vision. And they've got Jirax right behind him. They're ready to fight on bottom lane. The Radiant Sentry. It won't even matter. They've waited out the time. The Observer Ward. Did it see? It sees Sumail for a half moment as well as S4. Avalanche is out. The vision from Jirax. Over on 2. Called out from the right. Thompson. They're finally going to end the screen. It all goes to Sumail.
That's a lot of gold.
Back up the tier 1 tower. It is indeed. That's the comeback mechanic.
600 gold, and now his top net worth. And they're going to immediately smoke again. OG have no vision here, so they don't know this is happening. This is not the easiest smoke to predict, but if they want to cross the entire map, maybe it will be predicted. Okay, the top rune, Invis rune, they're not going to grab this.
I think they're looking for Ana, but
maybe they will.
Jirax, he broke the smoke. He's already TPing over towards the shrine. He understands that something shady's happening.
Jirax saw the rune get taken here. I think this might blow this gank from OG. That S4 went and grabbed this rune. No, Ana.
He's still under ops. And now he's going to time walk into S4. Multicast down, combining with the arrow. Put him to sleep as well. Half-ball finish, job from Crit.
Jirax pinged it out. He said the rune's gone. And all of EG's heroes were missing, but Ana still stuck around to farm that camp. A bit greedy.
Probably thought he was safe for having the Observer Ward in the lane, but man, as you said, like they would smoke up from the bottom lane and not just run directly at him.
And that's space for Arteezy. They've re-established some control in the top area, so Terrorblade gets to play a little bit now. He's still way behind par, of course, on this hero, but slowly recovering. And OG, they're going to keep up the pressure. They're playing fast. They have the same read that playing this slow and letting EG get space is not the way to go.
It's a great Observer Ward down. EG, this is coming quickly away from Crit. Creates space. Ogre now going to go for his own son. Great vision. Coming in from Jirax. Actually trying to stop the arrow. And maybe a little bit too late. The call down. It's great from Smell. Playing from inside the tree with a blanketed damage. Jirax has to run up high. Thompson, he'll have to save from Notel. Jirax won't be so lucky. Neither will S4. Both dying over on the opposite sides of the lane. And Thompson finally now back up. Full health, just tosses away the gyrocopter. Arteezy has arrived, but up against Seb. It's not the hero he wants to fight. But as EG do his chase, the Dire Observer Ward that OG ran out under is what helped them set up for this fight. But they're not finding anything else. 13-minute hand of minus here from Matt. Meanwhile, on the northern side of the lane.
He was just, again, not involved. He's just farming. Farming. Keeps ramping up. A lot of the times, you would like your Void to at least use the chrono when it's off cool. And then you can go farming, but not even that.
Jirax, Fisher, actually ultimate mail up on the high ground, but the ET split up. Notel has no save to this at all. Meanwhile, Ana, does he want to go for a solo kill on Arteezy? He's got no damage. He actually had nothing. Moonlight Shadow's been burnt, so they can all just walk away.
Oh, they're going to walk into Thompson.
But the Avalanche, and now Ana, time for a chrono. It's kept free with the Fisher. They're all on the other side. So Ana's only got one choice, that's to kill off Crit. And technically came from the side, looking for his own damage. And Jirax tossed in the Echo. He'll finish up S4. Seb, won't out on the side. One shot just means the homing missile doesn't find the kill. Ana, time bomb, repairs the damage, but stays in the front line. Trap 5. The cross hit. Another control from the two of them together. Avalanche in top. Fly. He's got enough life to survive. The creep never hit the deck. But Thompson's not done. You know he's never done.
Arcane Rune.
They're running for it. Up on, well, yep, nope. Arteezy never got close enough to the tier 1 tower to attack. Thompson's actually wrapping around the side with all the illusions. Finding Finally, that top tower takes some damage. But they hit for the bounties. They're here for the money.
And now Arteezy is catching up to Void. Would you believe it? He was so far behind, but this last sequence from EG is massive. They defend their tower. Yeah, they have win probability 2-1. It's a good Terrorblade game. What can I say? They've been shutting him down as hard as they could, but one misstep, one overextension, and that fissure chrono play, it just failed. They're just not in the right position with their heroes. Seb, is he just gonna... okay, he's gonna get arrowed, but not get comboed down. They will get the deny on this mid tower most likely.
It's a fantastic observer and sentry down from EG. They actually saw Thompson coming in with the blink dagger, so the reveal was actually found by the observer ward. But you do have this double jump, and this feels like a way that OG can just battle those 2-1 odds.
We need to see a lot more action out of Thompson. I think he's playing an integral role right now in the game. It's one overextension, second overextension. He got saved by OG by Notail, but you've got to be on your toes. Sitting back is not the play right now still.
But it still feels like he's waiting for Anna to be ready. Like, yeah, you got to be fighting, you're going to be looking for kills, but how long until Anna will actually come into these fights? How long until they look for the combination arrow? Thompson's in the trees, he's fine.
Got rid of the siege creep, just saving some HP on the tower.
GRX is going to get his blink dagger on bottom lane as well.
They want to kill some. He's such a huge kill. He's 7-0. They know this kill streak is extremely valuable, and he's going to bite. But
wait for it.
I feel confident.
You've got crit right behind. Anna, Moonlight Shadow instantly burnt. The second Thompson jumped out of the tree lines, they went for it and crit. He's stalking him into the tree. The TP begins.
Didn't you see him blink? He thought he quelling through? Well, he doesn't have a quelling blink. I don't know what that was. All right. Probably, yeah, he overthought it perhaps, or thought the blink dagger was still ready. Whatever it was, he got out mid lane. We're going to have a sleep, but they're not going to be able to combo.
2-point Nature's Intendants and 3 points Untouchable. Seb's going to stick around and attempt to denial. Fly? I like that from Seb. He waited it out and Fly. He's going to get punished. Looking for that denial. S4 going to go for his own son onto Thompson, but the Fissure is there from Jirax. But they can't keep the pressure up just yet. The call down from Samel, creating more space for the Ogre. Seb's willing to run into it, but for how long? And now the toss. Tiny pulling back S4. Arrow flies forward. It hits on the Enchantress, but he's protected. And Thompson, you actually have the extra life through the false promise. The flat cannon from Samel, as much damage as he can. They've done him up, and now maybe with the impetus they have enough damage. Thompson, he just missed the toss back, and the extra stuff for Jirax. He'll bring in his blink dagger. He'll get the echo set. Everything kills. Still Samel. We're about to be split in twine. Pulling back Thompson, snapping down Seb. They're slow for the moment. Anna, he'll get the chrono. It's over on S4. That's how they began this. Thompson to be crit out of this fight. Jirax can't get the Thompson up. Finally, they bring down the Ogre. But it costs so much.
Oh, they're spellcasting. They can't be happy with that. OG. Thompson blinks and tries to get the toss on Gyro. Doesn't get it. Second attempt. He tosses out the Shaker. I think. Wasn't that what he did? I think that's what he did. That was really chaotic, but it looked like he tossed out the Shaker.
We can look at it again in a second. He's looking for another jump. Avalanche toss combination combining with the double damage rune. Thompson able just to get the kill onto Fly. He gets something back here, but yeah, having another look at that fight and seeing the series of events, it definitely feels like such a hard run for OG. Hey, they were down to 33% win odds, right? It's going to be hard no matter what.
It climbed up a bit. It's looking better and spicy. Crit will, however, be getting the Spirit Vessel now. It's going to help them have options. So here you go. There's the Enchant Echo combo. There it is. He tosses him out. Both get slept. The splitter comes down the middle. Fortunately for OG, Terrorblade is not useful right now when it comes to fighting, so they don't get punished harder than that because it's only the 4 heroes, but more space for Arteezy. He is still gaining in this game, and Male staying alive is really, really big for them. He's such a valuable kill. They get the Ogre, it's something, but he's actually lower net worth than his Mirana now. S4 still aiming for 20-minute Midas.
It's so close, they can smell it. Samel wants the kill on bottom lane. It was 9 time, and that's why they didn't sit in Motel. The protection is there, and he'll have to use his own old false promise trying to escape from this illusion. He's not getting the time to actually heal up in the tree line. Will be fine anyway.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Looked like might want to try to chase him there. Oh, so Mail's going to see him.
I know. There's a tree, man. There's a tree.
He didn't see him.
Oh, now he'll see him.
Told you he was going to see him.
But Blink that is off cooldown. He'll blink over, but hey, Crit's over here. So is Notel. Samel, if he wants to try and chase this, there's a lot of help. Seb, hit by that long stun duration of crits. Sora coming, but still wanting to play catch.
Send a lot of defensive here to keep Shaker safe. They do manage. But that's about all to come out from that.
This has to be the slowest Midas for an ogre I've seen.
It's very slow. Oh, this will be a huge kill for Thompson.
He would love it. Avalanche, toss. He's not enough, but not enough.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Thompson's down for the count.
Arteezy knew his limit. You saw Thompson wasn't completely convinced if he could kill him, so he started hitting him first before going for the Avatos combos to get him low enough. But even then, it was still not enough. Arteezy with the strength.
Trying to create space for Duo, but the both still die together.
Oh, that's so bad news for them. Arteezy got the kill on Thompson, that another 425 gold. He almost has BKB now. These 2 kills in mid lane, Samel. They're progressing so well in the game, and all of this while, again, Chrono is ready. How many Chronos have they used this game? Like 1, 2?
Yeah, 1, 2, 2. I have 2. Mid lane and like north of Roshan, I think was the 2 I remember.
This is a 21-minute game where Ana actually had a pretty good stage. We thought it was going to be harder than it was. I think OG kind of need him if they make moves. The logic that they're playing the Void with just staying out of fights and farming a lot, he is a hard carry, but you have to consider what you're giving away by doing this. This is the time that your lineup is supposed to peak, where you're the ones who are supposed to make the moves. And I'm fine with him AFK farming when Chrono's on cooldown. Absolutely. I don't think he should be looking for fights with time dilation and only that and the time walk, but
yeah,
his team needs him right now.
Meanwhile, EG continues to farm. Some Mail's got Aghanim Scepter. The Maelstrom's coming out in the courier. A full BKB has now arrived at the Terrorblade. Seb trying to go on to S4. That hand of Midas, well, at least he got it off before he died, but S4 is down once again. Moonlion Shadow from EG did not arrive in time. And Thompson just once more. Walking up blindly uphill. The Smell be ready to fight. This courier still hasn't brought his other point, but they won't care if Thompson, Avalanche, Thompson's cutting so much damage. Thompson's there from Notel. Thompson needs to get the hell out of the air. And now they can try it. They got so much damage. The control will actually hold it yet, but you won't care if you've got the kill first. Not easy. Then the crit. Time dilate. Samel's got no movement speed. 4 heroes from EG. Toppled like dominoes.
There we go. That's the big fight from OG that they were waiting for. Awesome echo from Jerax, and you just see the follow through. Void was involved this time. It's an easy double kill with the Chrono. And Seb ends the streak of the Gyro, getting 800 gold, closing in on his BKB. And Arteezy had BKB there. He just didn't get it off.
Yep.
He got surprised by the stuns, got blown up. All the magic damage from the Shaker currently is enough. Later on it will be harder, but for now it gets the job done.
Probably thought he had the full advantage, and this is danger zone for EG. The items will start to roll in. He said, like, you look towards the BKB for the Enchantress, but I'm looking towards the Aghanim Scepter of Thompson. What happens when this Chrono starts to be amplified more than just Anand's Mjolnir attack? He's going for his own BKB too.
Yep.
Jirax will get a 4-star. Notel is looking for urn charges. Next items on the wish list, but EG just want to kill them all. They'll smoke up all together.
No Echo. This is time to take a good fight. They have Metamorphosis as well. They might just force Roche.
Gonna go Roshan. Do they break the smoke though? Because it's a little bit too far away, so they slip inside the pit. And OG's been checking for a while.
Oh man, they die so fast.
Roshan's at 50%.
Side gunner.
ET Spirit's down. It's walking out. That may be enough from Seb, but it's already done. EG under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow will walk out of the Roche pit with the Aghanim Scepter. 8 Immortal Gyrocopter ready to fight.
That's a great play call. Okay, OG, you've got a good team fight with your ultimates. Now we're going to get something for free. And I think OG, if they knew that this Roche was happening, I don't even know if they would have come there. I think that fight is extremely hard to take. You're fighting against Elder Titan in the pit. There's a Miranda that can arrow you from all angles, and you don't have your big spells to kill the Terrorblade with.
So now EG have to smoke and go again. That's kind of like their choice, but I'm not seeing a smoke on anyone from EG.
I think they want to chill until Terrorblade is hit again. Oh, Terrorblade's getting jumped.
That's not what they want. Have from the arrow flies forward. It does actually control. Keep it free. Thunder is out. Notel still offering that protection for the Tiny. The ET stomp is out, and there's nothing much he can do. Tiny just has to sleep through this battle, and he'll snap down as the protection is now worn off. EG moved from one target to the next. Zed can't do much here, but Anna, he can. Chrono's off cooldown. He's beating the crap out of the Oak. That's a lot of crap to get. Arrow, space create. The stun won't last long enough. Anna, going disco with the sparkly shields, able just to bounce off with the proc to get the kill on S4.
Terrorblade couldn't rejoin. And I think OG, all things considered there, with the kill failing to begin with, getting Sunter off of Terrorblade, they'll take that 1-for-1 trade. That could have gotten way worse.
And still having Echo, still having Chrono. And he's on the T-Rex. He's ready to jump! He claimed the double kill! Anna felt like the bait! But T-Rex was not ready for those Z's!
So much damage. And that time there was no Oracle save. Didn't have the false promise, it was on cooldown. And Ana farmed up aggressively and got punished. EG are fast. They're really quick to exploit openings in this game. And while their lead might not be that big in terms of the net worth, you have this feeling that their game plan is just progressing nicely from these extra little picks they find here and there. The Terrorblade's starting to get some more health. Sanjin Yasha completed now on our keys.
He's got to farm and get the hell out of here. Blinks into the tree, starts his TP. They're picking exactly where he is, but no one can reach it. I'm loving this bottle swap over. Yeah, give him the arcane, get the push going.
Yep, meta ready in 5, so you imagine they're still looking for that Tiny. They really didn't think he had a TP.
Fun item for the Ogre. No auras for this Ogre. Dagger, Hand of Midas. And fly. Yeah, give it some scream. Anna, all right, yep, that happened.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I've seen that look on someone. They surprised the fuck face.
Didn't seem to give that many Fs.
No. I mean,
but just get back to it again, right? Like, hey, next combo. That's the way to go.
OG's spirit has been seemingly unbreakable. But if this continues, they might lose a series 2-0, and then we'll see how unbreakable it will be in the lower bracket. But game, they need to look for a fight. They have all their spells. Chrono's up. Tiny combo's up. Unless they want to wait for another key item.
Underneath the ward, he's getting arrowed. Thompson continues to walk within vision and continues to get picked off. He was like 8-1 at one point. Now he's 11-4. That's not the same momentum style graph that OG was looking for out of Thompson.
And it's a big kill. Arteezy has the Arcane Rune pop with the meta, so they will definitely be looking to do some damage to mid-tier 2 towers with the Aegis and end on some mail. Scouting arrow will not find anything, but don't think you're interested in trying to defend this.
No, they actually need 200 gold. Anna is trying to farm up inside the jungle to get his BKB. Now it's 100 gold, so time walk over. Oh, that's not helping. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade. He actually has to wait out his next time walk time. But it's okay. EG's only going to take the tier 2 tower in the meantime. But don't worry, no one saw it, huh?
I wonder what Arteezy's going next. If he wants to go Scotty or if he wants to go Butterfly. Because both of the items give him really, really good HP in this game. The Butterfly giving the evasion against both the Enchantress Impetus, against the Void, and of course against the tiny tree throw, the agility armor still adds up. And he will go Butter over the Scotty. Favors the... Feels like it's overall tanking. I feel like it's comparable in this game. I think a Scotty and a Butterfly will give roughly, maybe the Butter will give even more health against these heroes. And Tread's switch onto Strength. He will have about 2.2k health when the Butterfly arrives later.
You could normally say, like, hey, why not both? But if OG get one good fight, he may not have that option for the second.
It's true. OG's line, OG are absolutely not out of it yet. It's not like this game is over.
Tiny beating the crap out of its 2 towers. No one's here from EG to fight this. And will come in to help out as well. With the BKB completed, the combo is up from OG. EG does have to give it some level of respect.
The thing OG need to make sure of is they find a way of combining their Shaker and Void effectively. One of the weaknesses of this pair that to an extent they do the same thing in the fight. Shaker wants to blink Echo and lock down people. Void wants to blink Chrono or jump in Chrono and do the same thing. But they can't do it on top of each other. It needs to be played. And if they get the idea at the same time, it can be a disaster. If they layer it perfectly, it's super nice. So, gotta pay good attention to how the fight start off.
And it's a lot of patience from EG on the top lane. How long do they hold this? No one's coming to defend the tier 1 tower. Alright, maybe we should push it. EG, yep, 30-minute bounty runes. Split it half and half, and another arcane rune. This is bread and butter for Terrorblades. And Ana, well, maybe he has to chrono to actually skip the fissure, holds him out, the force up, pushes him away.
Jerks
The trying to hold it, Thompson jumps in for the avalanche, does not go easy. Gonna go in for the BKB, but callout's coming as well. They have to make sure he doesn't get the Thunder upset. Has the high ground, BKB protection. 3 minutes behind them. Marauder's the only one that missed out on it, but they take out Samel. He's number 1, Terrorblade, number 2, the Vici. The control from Dirac is perfect. This time, we're layering it like a cake. Moving towards S4. The detection was already out. Maybe with the Bastion, they have another Dust Available. Down he goes. OG, they're dangerous. Fight. Oh, Jirax. Oh, he caught him in a tree. Well, you're in a bit of a pickle. Leap away. Oh, maybe the pickle off the burger. Tree toss going to be off target. Jukes, really. He's moving around the trees. Thompson, where is he? Into the side. You can get yourself a buyback all you want. Thompson, he's volleying for the wrong direction. Crit's up north, but they're pushing the mid tower while all this is going on. Crit was just playing around the side, but Ana playing objective-based gaming with OG. They're used to entering this base around the 20-minute mark. They'll still do it at 31.
And remember, what set all of this off was an arcane rune. Arteezy wanted that rune to get the metamorphosis efficiency, and it ended up setting up OG for a perfect team fight. Top played around the rune well, and they're going to be rewarded handsomely. They get a full lane of racks from this, it looks like.
It looks like it.
And then they can just back off, reset, buy their items. No, they're not going to complete the racks. This might be defendable.
Jirax just buys a little bit of space. Blink forward, S4 going on to Jirax. There is, well, Chrono's now off cooldown.
And they did get the full lane. They didn't stop the siege creep from attacking, so S4 went for the aggressive stun.
Look at the money as well. MKB got completed already. Do you still go Arteezy in for the butterfly?
I think he might want to change his plan now and go Scotty. I think now it's
I don't think he's seen it though. Like in the quick buy, he still has butterfly. Is he going to buy the Eco Song as he walks past? Yes, he is.
Okay.
So they didn't get the information on Ana.
He doesn't have buyback now. That's bold.
They need to keep these lanes pushed out and buy Arteezy the time to farm.
Look at the swing and win expectancy we've just had on that XP graph over the last 5 minutes. OG have swung this game by almost 50%, from EG having about almost 80. So now OG have about 60.
So all these combinations starting to arrive for OG. Gives you confidence going into the team fights as long as they're off cooldown. But I gotta say, man, I'm loving the Jirax ES more than I was loving the ES in the first game. He is just being everywhere. He feels sacrificial, but he's never properly sacrificed. Just able to live, his son perfectly. Scouting arrow won't find anybody. And actually, let's see for a moment, Hotel.
That's a big thing about this this combo from OG. When you like, he has all these good chain stuns. They don't have a save on in EG's lineup. OG, they have the Oracle ulti to save people in trouble. EG, however, if Arteezy gets caught in Chrono, the only save that they have for him is trying to stomp some heroes on the enemy team. But you're not stomping this BKB Void, and you're not stomping the BKB Ent. So who are you going to stop? Like, these are the guys killing him right now.
Need some busters. Hurricane Pump totally done on the Enchantress. EG, they're smoking up to move out. This could just be a ward mission. They do have 2 of them on fly. They need to get planted as we look towards the Roshan counter. He will respawn in 30 seconds. Ana is already having a peak time walking into the pit. Smoke wall breaks, entry down. But it's the observer ward behind them that's giving the information for OG. Up on the hillside.
Oh, the smoke.
Oh, the observer and sentries both being planted at the same time. Jumping. Ooh, Ana, he was baiting out the Moonlight Shadow. He started the Chronosphere, but then he brings the arms back down again. You still see Fly under the observer and sentry. He gets out of range of the sentry, however. And Jirax, that probably wasn't the order he meant to do that in. But now he can see Fly, but he won't go it. Remember, Roshan's the target. They can't spend these huge abilities on anything other than EG heroes.
Really nice dodge from EG. Ana's smoke got broken by the Ogre, I think it was, and he blinked away instantly, and Ana tried to chase and find something. Couldn't get it, so not fruitful there from OG. But they get control of the area, which also has value. With Roshan up, if EG want to try to get there, they have quite a ways to run. They have the smokes ready. They have plenty of them, in fact. 3 of them on fly.
But there's so much damage on Ana, they're going to get through it before EG will arrive. Having both MKB and the Mjolnir, Seb's helping him out by tanking, so they're not taking any damage back.
Position from Thompson, he's going to break smoke here.
They'll get rid of the Observe Wall, that's going to get information, and now he just starts the tree toss, trying to almost bait out some kind of ability in the trees. creating space. Aegis is picked up. It is in the hands of Anna, and they'll pass the cheese over to Thompson. He has Crystallis available too. So the tree toss, just this volley. That's on Federer level right now.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
And now you've got to be really, really careful as EG. The push will be coming eventually. Take a lot of pressure right now on Fly's shoulders. Hit a good good stomp. Get a good splitter off. You'll need every bit of damage they can get.
They're buying up. I'm wondering if the courier can make the track, and if Samuel wants to spend the money, he can buy a Satanic right now.
BKB on Ogre. This is very unusual build from S4. And it feels like if he isn't getting chain stunned, he can perhaps provide like a pseudo save for RTZ by just going in and stunning people.
Where are actually any of their auras? This could be one of the few games that we don't see. Even if Vlad's picked up, like, there's nothing from EG.
And that's bad news for Terrorblade. He loves to have Vlads in his team.
The best thing for Basilius, that's it.
Prioritizing getting a solo crest. I think it's a better choice than a Vlad's too. You need to protect that one key guy that gets hit in the chrono. With solar crest that can make the difference between life and death.
TP's coming towards the top.
There's still a bounty rune up here.
36.5 minutes in, Crit's going to show himself, and G-Rex is instantly if he feels it's real, and he feels it strongly. The fissure, the stun, a quick leap away. Maybe there's a control. Marana nuked down into the trees again. Crit trying to use the Ana spot into Moonlight Shadow. He just has to wait it out. The stomp is just out of range. Crit once again, he gets visible only because of the leap away. And now G-Rex, he gets the slam down at the end. Was not there.
Trent was scared he was going to get caught. G-Rex with the gem. Just needs to get in range. And they get him. Good read from OG. Sending up these two heroes here, expecting that somebody will go and push the lane out, and they are wrecked.
EG just trapped in the base for now. OG looking for the killer blow. Nothing but illusions to push out the lanes. Tiny trying to find trees to work with. All Anna needs to do is get that nice chronosphere. With Thompson on the tree line, Anna, multicast is arriving from S4. Starts to drop low, can't really time walk off a lot of that damage, but hey, Seb is there to attend to his wounds. The real mercy. Wrong game.
Yep. I agree.
Tier 3 tower's being beaten down. Here we go again. Long stun on the arrow. And remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. But it's the low pull-down ability. Fly getting smacked in the ball. Thompson! Oh! That tree had thistles! Buyback has to arrive. The main direct ball. Anna's still waiting for the right chronosphere time. Arteezy planting on the edge. At least he has to dodge some of the damage. Here's your jump forward. Time.
Oh, I got chipped back.
And now into the chronosphere. You hold him. They toss him down. And Zemail needs to do some work. Buyback and all from Arteezy is solo down. The arrow, he'll connect. Thompson still just having to stand there in the middle of the each splitter. Anna's jumped himself back again. But Arteezy, he's here to fight. Thompson, he's there to be saved. They're trying to get up the hill. The stun is actually able to get Thompson down on the hillside. He actually TP's out in front of Arteezy on Arteezy home. They didn't take racks though. The melee racks dropped to 200, is now regenning up.
But that was a really expensive hold. They had to buy back their Terrorblade, Gyro, and Elder Titan just to defend. They didn't even get a good fight out of it. They killed the Oracle.
Yeah, that was it.
It's like the worst trade in the history of trade deals. Maybe ever. It's really bad.
Someone get them a new negotiator.
You're feeling very comfortable right now in this game. And the primary problem is that Arteezy actually, they don't have a really good frontliner, right? You want somebody that goes in first, starts the fight so that Arteezy and Samael don't get targeted, but the only guy you can really do it with is Ogre, but he's not tanky enough to feel like he can do it. If he blinks BKBs and goes in, he's just gonna get focused. And there's the damage with the tree volley. Jesus Christ.
Same one that killed Fly, and this one almost kills S4. Could be dreaming of having that plus 40 strength. He's a quarter of a level away from it. But even then, I don't know if it'll help. The damage just seems to get stronger and stronger from OG. Aegis will be reclaimed, but now Void has a Lincoln Sphere as well. And he's going for an Aghanim Scepter build on the Void. Many chronos as it can get every minute.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Here we go again. Lincoln's popped.
Where's the opening?
OG want to go because there's no Metamorphosis. So they feel like EG can't take this fight. So far they're right. They even have the save.
He's going to smoke up, however. But what do they do? You want to wrap around the back? Smoke's already breaking on Sumail. He's the one on the front line. He's got BKP. He knows he can just be that attractor who wants to come in from EG. The melee barracks doesn't really stand a chance. Another sleep. This one's over. Faces forward. Jumping into the back lines. Anna instantly jumps back out to help his teammates. The BKB Ogre was a good distraction, but EG, what can they really get out of it? A call down on top of the ramp. Then moves forward. Here comes Anna going on top of Arteezy. The opening still. Fly's going down. He just cannot take the bite. And now the jump in from... Controlling Sumail on the back line. There's just more BKBs. There's no more real attempts to work. And Arteezy, solo alive, does not have the thunder. Anna even kills him with a proc on the Mjolnir. This may just be it. None of them left. Gyrocopter doesn't have enough power. OG will not let up, and Thompson's like, okay, inside your base. I remember doing this in game 2 of my last winners bracket match. The scenario is slightly different this time around. Still objectives to take. And EG still want to try and fight. Fly jumping into the multicast. Anna once again saved. The false promise is there. Notal will sacrifice himself, or will even get sacrificed. Sumail can't get the kills. Thompson, he starts the toss up. And that's GG. We will have a remake of the TI9 semi-final.
OGs turn to ban.
Just like spill a lot of blood.
This is a pretty good time getting his team on top of the enemy team, so maybe they're worried about the carry versus offlane matchup. What do you guys think?
It can be a setup for the Mirana arrow later on, and it's either Zanking or Centaur, and EG doesn't have ET this time around, so Centaur ban does make a bit of sense.
So you think Sanking's not as bad now? Because the ET's not there?
Yeah, it's definitely worse, because Zanking Mirana, the dual combo, yes, the damage is there, but it's too like one-dimensional, the damage.
It looks like a pretty decent hero for OG here.
Yeah, I believe it got banned second phase in the first game in a similar situation.
Feels good versus all these just like high magic damage. Tiny is, sure you have high armor, but very high HP hero that Lifestealer really enjoys playing versus.
Yeah, the only time it's good versus Tiny, or for Tiny, is when he gets his Ags and you can do like ranged, heavy physical damage.
Could be a carry that OG could be looking at here, but I don't know if they'll pick it in the third. They might save it.
I mean, technically, they could have 0 supports on the board right now, a little bit normal.
True.
Anything else really good? Ogre is still in full.
Juggernaut looks okay for Shizler.
Which hero?
Juggernaut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, similar as the Lifestealer.
Wow. With this Rubik pick, it seems like it's an Invoker mid, right?
Yeah, that's what you'd think. And this is actually cool. We saw now what? The LGD series, I've been seeing a lot of teams actually picking the Rubik versus the Mirana now, just because you're likely to get a pretty damn good steal. Like, everything is good. Leap is probably like your worst one, and it's a triple way to either get in or get out as a Rubik, which isn't bad to have. Arrow is a great spell because you're going to get the extra duration. Starstorm as well, you get the amplification. I've really actually been liking that Rubik pick a lot that I've been seeing from teams today, versus that Mirana in particular.
Yeah, it's against CM too, which is another, like, it feels really great playing Rubik against CM. Order spurs are pretty nice. And you kind of can't ulti against Rubik, because Rubik's CM ulti is so much stronger than your ulti.
Yeah.
And even if he stuns somebody else, he can still possibly throw them into her.
Yeah.
Interrupt her ultimate.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a really good Rubik pick, but I'm kind of afraid for this Invokers game. Like we saw in the game 1, I feel like EG Mirana can roam to mid. Meanwhile, like Rubik cannot kind of roam to mid to kill the Tiny. And Tiny versus Invoker matchup in general, Tiny seems to have the upper edge. And we don't even know if it's I guess it's a Tiny mid. Like, it should be a Mirana for Tiny mid.
Yeah, that's what that's probably the more than likely.
Yeah.
We know Sumail loves to play Tiny as well, as we saw last year, of course, when he had the 30-something kills or whatever when he ran over the whole game.
It's like literally this match and this part of the bracket a year ago.
It's
he
the same
broke
heroes.
The all-time kill record for a single game. Got 30 kills. It was an insane match, and then Sumail still lost the match.
That was versus OG too, right?
Yeah,
and that was
literally
the damage mitigation draft where they had Spectre, Io, Centaur, and I remember he's just running around and then he tossed Arteezy into the tier 4s, of course. That happened in that game.
Hey man, he got 30 kills. I do not care. You cannot say that one was Sumail's fault. He messes up once.
Ask BSJ about that. You know, he blames Sumail entirely for that game.
Really?
Yeah.
This pick's kind of throwing me off because it should be EG crit. Crit on Dark Willow is one of his favorite heroes. He's amazing at that hero too.
Yeah, wait a minute.
What about a 3 Mirana? I mean, really, Mirana could hypothetically lane in any situation.
That's true. I guess they could still do that 3 Mirana and then having this.
But 3 Mirana with a Willow, that seems too squishy. So I think it's a mid Mirana and Tiny off lane.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Is it that squishy versus Rubik? I mean, Willow can get 2. You get Cursed Crown, toss that on a guy, that's an arrow, for sure. Plus Bramble Mace follow-up, maybe kill potential. And crits, Dark Willow is excellent.
Yeah.
And Dark Willow has tons of magic damage, so she's going to be able to kill the Enchantress. She's going to rush the Spirit Vessel. It kind of fits a lot of boxes. The only thing that's weird about it is it's going to force Mirana into a weird role, potentially. Not a non-standard for the current meta.
Geniuses turn.
And they're going to go for that Jug now, especially versus the Willow.
Yeah,
I think it's so good versus that hero.
Lifestealer was an option too, I think. But I think
what makes Jug better?
I think OG, they're the healing ward. They can just keep on there's 2 heroes, the Nature's Enchantress is here and Juggernaut healing ward, so they can just keep being on the map.
So I think the Jug is better versus the Willow overall because you can actually do something when she's inside of her realm. You can actually spin and do some damage as well. It's small, but it's something.
All right, last phase of bans here. Oracle banned out once again. They are anticipating the save hero. Any other save heroes?
10 seconds remaining.
Do they need a save hero with the Jug carry?
He can kind of protect himself. There's no BKB piercing disables on EG at all right now, so that spin is going to be really useful for himself to protect them.
Now, one thing EG is actually really missing this game, unlike what they had last game, was they don't have a setup stun other than Tiny. So it's going to be really difficult for Mirana to get arrows unless it's like Dark Willow. Basically, it's a delayed stun. So
Frostbite. I mean, it's not amazing, and it doesn't usually come out like a laning phase, really. But I mean,
correct.
Yeah, it's not an easier combo to hit.
Yeah, it's still
But when BKBs come out for OG, then they will have defensive options against EG's current build. So they go for Sankings. That's their
5-position Enchantress then, right?
Yeah,
right. That's the no-tail Enchantress.
It's a very weird lane, but I always see no-tail pulling it off. The Enchantress and the Juggernaut lane. Usually Juggernaut wants some disable from position 5, so they have that nice disable into split combo, but let's see how no-tail pulls this off.
Yeah, he has also the Dispel as well versus the Willow. That can be kind of nice to... Actually, what am I talking about? Sorry.
other way around.
Yeah.
Can't dispel
Just
yourself.
kidding.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
It's been a long day.
Your mistake was way less egregious than mine was, so I'll let it go. It's gonna be okay.
I was like, what am I saying right
so
now?
what is the carry hero needed for EG here?
I don't know, that's a question you're supposed to answer.
Maybe it's Slark. I can see Slark being okay.
Arteezy Slark. Whoa.
Anti-mage.
This is what we said, right? The anti-mages, they trickle back into the TI meta. And he's versus that potentially the core, I mean, not potentially, but the core invoker. So high mana pool.
But I don't think it's the strongest hero this game.
Why do you think they went for it?
Jungler's pretty good against anti-mage.
Yeah.
I think they went for it because it's really great against Zanking and the Rubik.
Like lane-wise, it'll be easy?
Lane-wise and game-wise. Lane-wise, I'm not so sure. Like he might have a tougher time, but I know like in-game it's gonna be pretty easy. But Jungler is pretty good against anti-mage.
All right, guys, that's the final draft here for this last upper bracket match. We've got a really good game ahead of us. Let's toss it over to Toby and Sim.
It is game 3, it's the decider, but who this time around will take the 2-1 and that winner's bracket position? OG and EG, interesting drafts once again. It's always interesting when you ban out of Magda and IO, but you're loving a nice little switch up from OG as far as the lane rolls go.
Yeah, they gave away the Enchantress again, and as the panel was talking about, this Enchantress, picked Sanking, this Enchantress has got to be support now, and that's why they picked the Anti-Mage. This is the worst match. I love playing Sanking. It's one of my favorite off-laners. I hate playing against Anti-Mage. It is so bad of a lane matchup, and that's a big part of the reason EG picked it here, is to force that matchup as well as it being good against the Invoker in the game. However, OG step it up a notch. They're like, okay, we need to solve this. Saw them in the booth, they were doing their math, and they've decided that they will put the Sanking position 4, and No-Tail is playing Rubik. That's how important it is for them to solve this problem. Kind of a checkmate situation almost, but they got out of it. And now it's just a matter of, can they salvage the lanes? Can this work with this support duo? It's very unusual.
The panel was already saying, like, somehow No-Tail makes the support Chant as well. Now making the support Rubik work. How do you try and lane this then to make it actually happen? We've seen Seb do his work. Jirax was, in my mind, amazing in game 2 on that ES. He's still gonna play the same team role, team stunner, team fight role that OG really need from him as well. But how do you still ensure that No-Tail has a good game on this 5 Rubik?
Well, fortunately for him, he's laning with a strong carry in lane. Juggernaut is a pretty good laner, and there's no matchup in this that he totally can't deal with. So
it's not a combination, right? Like Rubik and Juggernaut together is spin and telekinesis grab. It's old, but it could still work.
But the problem with that is Rubik deals so little damage. That's the problem with that combo in the start. When Rubik hits level 3 and has 2 and Fate Bolt, sure. But if you compare it to something like Lich Jugger or Crystal Maiden Jugger, there's just way more in the way of damage from those two supports in the lane. So it's definitely a weaker version. But honestly, I just love it from OG that they're doing this, because I think it's a very creative and probably ideal solution to the problem that they have to solve. The question is if it's good enough. And it's also about what lanes they get. Because sure, you get the core Sanking out of the problem against Anti-Mage, but guess what? Support Sanking also hates facing Anti-Mage. So you still need to get the lanes right and go from there. And it looks like EG might have the right read in this game. They've put their tiny top so far.
Anti-Mage is down on the bottom lane with Fly.
Yep, they want the Anti-Mage to avoid the Ench. So that will mean Anti-Mage will not play against Sanking. So there's a bit of a win for both teams in that sense. Sanking will have a better time up here, but Anti-Mage will also be avoiding the Ench.
That was nice from Fly, right underneath Juggernaut, grabs the princess. 3 for 1 at the very beginning.
This aggro trial lane from EG is very unorthodox, by the way. Crystal Maiden, Dark Willow, Anti-Mage aggro trial lane.
It's like, you go for the Nova, then they have to navigate the Bramble, it's slow speed. Like, this can't last for long, can it?
Well, it's kind of good news for Ana, because he's good against this lane. No-Tail could have a very hard time, and the question is how much farm he's going to get. Oh, that's some really good damage into Ana already, actually. They're playing without a healing salve. That bottom lane.
Yeah. Bottom lane, they go ham. Samael's taking a lot of damage. S4's having a hard time walking away from Jirax on the top. Got a nice observe ward onto, like, just on the other side of the trees. So they're able to see S4, any support that comes his way.
I think he loves this.
From Fly.
He got 3 free hits in on Ana, just burning off the mana as fast as possible. So Ana has to dig into the mango to spin later, and then that's a
great grab.
That's some serious damage.
Is he gonna spin? He hasn't let that thing up, and 6 HP. Ana is down. Creeps the reach.
He refused to skill spin because he feels like he needs healing orbs to sustain. And he TP's back down. He still hasn't put in his skill point and hasn't bought any extra regen. There's no salve still coming in. No-Tail had the gold for it. Honestly surprised that they didn't drop some regen and bring that with Ana's TP.
And now the EG have the advantage. They're moving Fly to the top lane.
8 for 3 against 1-0. That's a try well executed in the start.
Mid. The jump came in. Thompson and Samael. What a surprise, killing each other under the tier 1 tower. Samael gets the kill, so he'll get the XP.
Yeah, big winner there, Samael. He got more gold, and he got the experience. So he's going to feel good about that one.
Good. That's just the way the mid lane gets to work when it's a 1-1 trade.
Sometimes the guy who gets the kill second is not as unfavored as Thompson was in that exchange, but...
It's actually hilarious how they start again. Thompson's back under the tier 1 tower, beating into Samael. They both are munching on tangos and dropping down a half-life bottom lane. Arteezy, he's going once again on Ana. Ana still holding the spin as Arteezy drops low. They just want to get some experience into them. While S4 enchanted up, buying Jirax some time to attack, and he's body blocking S4, trying to buy more time for Seb to get damage in, but S4 will just salve this off.
And I mean, bottom lane, they're out of regen. OG completely dry. Actually, never mind. Ana got a tango pack left, but no salve still. No regen, no mana, no tail.
Get the bramble. Britus, like working with Arteezy, you burn up the mana, and then it's just easy harassment from range.
The good news for OG though is the top lane is going well. Seb has great farm. They're shutting down the Tiny nicely, as they should be with the head start they had. But the other two lanes going well for EG, and this time around, Arteezy's not getting shut down. The way they've been playing this series so far, I think you can consider this an early lead for them. That is what they want. Anti-Mage to have a beginning that he can work with. Is that a healing? That's a Ring of Health flying out? No, it's a Wraith Band and some more regen for Arteezy. So they can keep on the pressure.
Just loving it. Even the fort was used. I think that was actually so the tree toss from S4 wouldn't get the kill on the range creep on top lane. They're really just trying to keep him down as much as possible, and they have. He's, as you said, he's 5 for 0. The lane's looking good, but bottom lane, Arteezy just gets more and more time to beat into him. And now another root blink forward from Arteezy. No-Tail navigating the brambles. He'll get the space, but he will not escape crit. Ana was trying to stand on top of him, I think, to make it a misclick from crit, but it won't work.
And I wonder how Ana's going to recover this time around. We saw in the Void game, the lane might have been a little bit hard, but he recovered nicely. This time around, it just feels harder. Their lane, this Rubik Jugger, how are they supposed to kill in this lane? It's an anti-mage and a Willow. Maybe you can get a lift on the Willow and toss it into a spin, but it's not enough damage, and the anti-mage is just flat out unkillable. Look at Willow just leaving Arteezy even to go into mid. They're trying to get Thompson brambles.
Yep, Thompson! He was standing almost smack bang in the middle of one of crit, and he just moves a little bit further north and dodges.
Nice movement from Thompson there. It could have absolutely been a kill.
And what does Ana and No-Tail do instantly? All right, well, it's time to do some damage towards Arteezy. Hopefully I get one crit, and he got one.
Oh, he got tossed up top. Seb got tossed into the tower.
Too deep.
Oh no, he can't die here. That's real bad for OG's laning. That is such a big kill. Now Jirax might have to yield on the bounty runes too. He has no Enchantress to help him out, so OG will get 3 runes, or EG, sorry, will get 3 runes, maybe even 4. Samael.
He's moving over for it. That's a
Seb is too late.
Too.
4 runes and a kill on the Ench. Seb was out of position and got tossed.
I like how Fly is not even grabbing it. He's waiting it out. Maybe he can even get some bottle charges if he wants to help out. Jirax waiting on the top lane. S4's nearby. They'll go for the Frost. Quick Mango. Anything they've got. Jirax, he's in bits for the moment. The tree toss, a little bit off target. Jirax able to dodge. But this is some time that's being wasted by Samael looking for this kill. He'll take the catapult up on top, but Thompson's in recovery mode in mid, while this rotation doesn't net a kill.
Are EG gonna swap their lanes so Tiny goes mid now, or what's the plan here?
Like
Leaving the lane empty like this is a bit odd.
I think they're trying to wait until S4 returns to the lane, and now the TP happens.
Now he's half a level behind Thompson though.
Ana is getting forever rooted by Crit on bottom lane.
Dire's structures.
There's one Tango left. He'll have to consume the Mango in order to have enough to get the healing ward down, but how's he meant to be farming under here? And instantly taken care of by Crit. There's no sustain at all. It's almost like there's no hope for Ana down here.
And Crit gets that extra mana coming in constantly from the Maiden Aura. He might be dying here though if No-Tail gets the lift. JerAx is in range. Not anymore now. He's gonna wrap around.
Like, which one's real? I need to choose. I prefer to get the kill over on Arteezy, but it seems impossible unless they have full control. Pick up, throw down. Oh no! The spell shield's leveled up at 4, and Arteezy just trades places with JerAx. And then into Bramble. Arteezy jumps forward. S4's right with the avalanche. Crit. Level 2 in Shadow Realm has more than enough damage to pop Ana once more. His second death of the game.
And that's going to be a Ring of Health for Arteezy now as well, coming in a sec. Going to be furthering his lead in this lane, making the harassment that bit harder.
I almost feel like Seb is taunting to try and get EG to come back to him.
Oh, I'm sure he's muted. Don't worry about it. There's no way. He's absolutely muted. So, Antimage with the Ring of Health will be that bit harder to harass now for the Rubik. He's going to continue his farming down here in the bottom lane.
It really feels difference. Thompson's just had the last 3 minutes by himself in mid lane.
That's the biggest difference between this game and the other Invoker game, is that Thompson is having a much better time this time around, and we know what kind of tempo he can set for his team in this kind of games. But does he have targets? It's hard to kill Willow as Invoker. It's hard to kill the Anti-Mage as Invoker. It's hard to kill Mirana as Invoker. And even the Tiny, the targets, it's easy to kill Maiden, so that's nice.
It's almost like you need to pick up an Orchid in order to get the kills on these guys, so they don't counter you back.
He needs someone to combine with, but the best player for him to combine with is Sen.
Bottom lane, yeah. AMP, they just need to change the turn to make sure there's no blink away, and it's easy. Spell Shield won't help you there.
4-man gang, the lift.
And instantly back into mid lane, he'll miss one melee creep. So efficient from Thompson's rotation, but EG's trying one of their own. Under their own Dire Observer. Seb, you've been taunting for a while. You've been asking EG to kill you. And, well, you may get exactly what you wish for. Seb gets the 1 level up in attendance, stick charges, but he's got the Curse Crown on him. He can't walk up, but TP's coming in from Rubik. No-Tail will look to create the space and Seb, well, he can walk it off. Even with his tree toss from S4, I don't think he's got enough damage, and even No-Tail dewards the ops.
Thompson being super annoying mid. Arteezy does have the Maiden Aura though, so we'll get mana for Blink a bit sooner. That's the stick charges if he really needs to blink.
Seb's just moving over. It's like, okay, well, Curse Crown me. Thompson's ready to fight. Thompson's back, please set Thummy too. S4 able to do it, but JerAx, he gets a double stun of his own. They get the telekinesis grab over on S4, but JerAx, he's focusing over on Crit. He's in that cold snap for the control. S4 now comes up as well up the hill, realizes OG over this part of the map with the infinite. He actually gets the damage. He'll die from the fall. JerAx, not the perfect layer, but it'll still work nonetheless. Samel, Ben, both out of mana. He's bottle charging up. Seb needs to give the attendance over towards Thompson. Now they can turn their attack over. Fly, he's arrived as well, looking for that damage. Have they got enough? Samel has the lead distance to get away to safety. And Crit, he wants to turn around. Thompson, again, that Curse Crown. It's going to get the stun. The boss, it will not be enough life and sustain to keep Thompson alive. And Samel will quite happily take that kill.
Man, there's so much happening on the map right now. And guess who the biggest winner is, as it always is with OG? Ana was bottom the whole time. So much space being made for him. He's caught up. He's actually overtaken Arteezy now after that very difficult laning stage in the beginning. The 1 kill they got bottom, and then this move mid created a lot of time for him.
10-minute runes, here we go again. If you thought it was going to simmer down, JerAx will take the bounty to begin with. They're looking over towards Crit. JerAx looking to actually cut through. It's a level 3 burrow, so he's not in range. And the Shadow Realm being used just to protect Crit for the moment. And he'll slap an extra attack into No-Tail for sure. Meanwhile, Thompson alone in mid lane.
Yep.
It feels like the old class. As he said, like, Ana gets space, but then when you go down to deal with Ana, you deal with another lane, then Thompson gets space. Like, which poison do you want to die to here? The only other choice is to kill them all. EMP Tornado from Thompson in mid. Crit. He's ready to move around to work here with Fly. Sumail will take the damage. He's got the one charge with the Curse Crowd, and Bo's still walking out of here. He'll go invis, but it won't help.
In the meantime, though, RTZ is not getting a single creep. OG are putting their own pressure up top where RTZ is playing. With the siege creep,
TP. RTZ jumps in, untouchable. That takes a long time to get one attack into Seb. He'll move into the trees. The attendants, they're going to wear off right now. But RTZ's blinked himself forward, so Seb is quite happy to do max damage to that anti-mage. A quick curse on Jirac. He's got Burrow Striker Babel, waits it out nicely, gets the stun through the Shadow Realm, and then dodges the arrow of Sumail a little late. And now that leaves Crit stranded. There's little to no damage he can do to get any kind of rebuttal, and the rest of his team has left him for dead.
I think the arrow wasn't ready, or Sumail would have definitely got that on the crown. Probably had a minor cooldown from the... Oh, did he even use it? I'm actually not sure. That was just...
On the ground. The arrow? It got thrown at the end, yeah.
Yeah, that was a guaranteed stun if he used it earlier, so maybe it was on cooldown there. S4 will be pressuring bottom while all this is happening, yes.
And what does Seb do?
Seb's gonna defend it for now. He just walks in.
That's fine. What are these creeps gonna do? They'll swing their arms up in the air. For Detroit. A lovely city.
Damn it.
Oh, I got him before you. Hey.
My joke.
Hey, I got you with the Ghostbusters, man. I got you with the Ghostbusters.
Oh, I was thinking about that one.
Yeah. Does anyone even know what that song is, or are we just proving our age?
No, everybody knows that song.
Really hope so. Most people know what Bonanza is.
Secret up from S4. They want to try on Ana here. This kill is actually flat out impossible for these two heroes. He can spin TP out.
Yep. Problem with the Avalanche, never a permanent
He doesn't have a TP.
We'll take out the healing ward. Jirax is nearby. You may have to Burrow Strike to create some space, or he's just like, okay, Hannah, I'm sorry, man. You can only slash if you want to, but you're dead.
Oh, I didn't click him to check he had a TP before that, but EG very clearly did, and they ran him down. That is a huge kill. He was the richest hero on the map. This seems to happen once or twice in every game. Ana's just being left alone and will get killed once in a while. These kills are big.
I remember the analyst panel, they're talking about like the way OG plays, like, hey, we're up on the top lane, and it was always Seb who was kind of the one who was out too far. It's like, hey, come and kill me. How many heroes did it take from EG to kill off the Juggernaut? Yeah, he's worth a lot, but then you get heavy damage into the tier 1 towers. Seb, who was the #1, they're giving more back into him, and he's going to try and return it in with a drums build early on. And just add that level of pressure. And meanwhile, Thompson also farming up. Straight into Spirit Vessel, no Hand of Midas on this Invoker.
And there's another big item coming up soon. This one is for EG though. It's going to be the dagger for S4 and 100 gold. Some really good targets for him in this game. A lot of the Radiant heroes don't have too much max health. The Rubik support dies very easily. The Invoker dies really easily. The Enchantress also dies easily if there's a little bit of follow-up. Speaking of Enchantress, they're actually, again, I mean, it's not happening.
No, there's more support coming in under the cover of smoke to both sides. Arteezy was being hunted, but Arteezy's game sense is tingling. And he just moves away and goes down to the Trinity camp we were talking about. I'm being in my own jungle. The Observers and Sentries now being dewatered with bottom lane. Seb, yep.
Okay.
Fly, okay. Hey, real CM's channel full duration.
They threw everything in the kitchen at it.
Radiant's bottom.
Not just the sink that time.
They'll get a lot of it back. Sumail's found a regeneration rune in bottom river.
Under attack.
Sumail not skilling Moonlight Shadow, by the way. What is this? Not a single point in it? I mean, he could only have one, but he's level 10.
Went for the 200 health instead.
It can be really useful for his team. Like, it can be the difference maker, but whether AM survives a gank or not. Is that worth 1 point in arrow? How about that? Okay.
I was actually kind of wondering too, like how he would build in. We were kind of tossing up like where do you get a lot of your physical damage from? Like how do you make sure you like obviously there's no physical build coming in this time around. There's 200 health, we're not going to 15 damage, and he's going in for Aghanim Scepter. Huge lane clearance. And it's something that OG may not have an easy answer to. Like both cores are going for Battle Furies, but Anti-Mage as well as Mirana, they can clean waves up so quickly and they're so highly maneuverable.
Mid tower.
Yep.
Oh,
Avalanche, quick spin from Ana. The fear will be there, and that's going to force the Enchantress to run away. But Ana's in pretty deep. Still has Omni Slash available. The heavy amount of damage thanks to the Demon Edge. And Crit, well, he'll stand there, and he'll tank the entire Omni Slash. As the rest of EG back up behind the tier 2.
It was a good idea from S4, but he missed the toss on the Jugger. He tossed the creep instead that got in the way.
Seb, you're coming in deep, man. They're under Shrine. He's got a lot more. Avalanche toss up into the arrow, and Thompson's trying to help out for the calls now, pushing Smell away. Enchantress now going to get the Sprite off. Notel's still there. The Mana Boy, that's easy. The EMP, they're all both right. It is an absolute throttle of EG. Oh, Arteezy's not going to be happy with that one. The arrow from Samel, what a long target of him. Ogre Corsair's coming off cooldown right now. The Curse Crown, oh, everyone stand together and gets done. Maybe there's some damage from the Bedlam, but then a Fire Strike from Durax picking up Crit. And this game has escalated quickly. Meanwhile, Ana up in Norway, farming the top lane.
It feels like, I don't know how Enchantress manages to do this in her games. Just tempt everyone to try for these hard kills. If it's just a tilt effect, like you get annoyed, you're like, it's just kill the Enchantress, but
let's just get him. Let's just get him.
It's really costing EG here that they try to go for these Enchantress kills. They've got 2 on her, but how many have they failed, and how much time has that cost them?
It's cost them a lot. Juggernaut has finished a Battle Fury before the Anti-Mage.
Way before. Arteezy is not even close. He's 2,000 gold away from it right now.
The Graph in Golden Experience gets to swing up. EG has obliged OG with a lot of fights, but they need to be able to settle this game down. They need the Aghanims, they need the split push, they need the Battle Fury, they need a lot of things. But what is OG doing? Not giving them the room to breathe. Already attacking into the tier 2 tower on bottom lane.
The tempo is so high now from OG. Now they can kind of do whatever they want. Sankin will get a dagger very soon. Yep, they're going to dive S4.
Notel stunned up continuously, but they'll still get the grab. Pulling back down again. Burrow strikes the Balm, making sure S4 does not get up the hill. Frostbite from Fly can't create enough space. And there is no support coming in from EG. Instead it was coming from OG. And now it's a 17-minute blink dagger for a support SK. We're wondering how you can make these two very not financially viable supports when it's so hard 5. But it's worked from Durex as a blink dagger as fast as the normal offlaners to get them.
Are scanning.
Mel gets a BD.
Very uncertain about fighting against Durex even with that DD.
And he was thinking about it, but didn't want to go.
Good observers and sentries from EG. Durex, oh, he'll cop that arrow, still under sentry. Samel can play that nice and quick. And then S4, he'll jump in as well. They're going after the supports and they've got him. Samel with a double kill. Turn your attention over towards them. It'll take a long time to attack into him. The EMP burn is also there from Thompson, making life a little bit more difficult for the Dark Willow. And Seb, he wants to battle. They have sentry versus sentry. Somebody get rid of that. Flies moving forward. You can definitely see them. They're sentries.
Oh, that's a good combo.
Really good jump in. The Bramble, he'll catch out Ana. He's got Omni Slash. He can turn around right now. There's only one chip that's there. They're doing all the spin damage into S4, then he has to burn the ultimates from Ana. He'll crit at the end.
I think S4, or sorry, not S4. I think Samel couldn't S4 because Seb just kept running in front of him, so they couldn't combo on that. They get another kill.
The observer was bless them see. Fly, he knew he had to dodge. Moved out to the side, and then just his easy pickings.
I'd love to see a replay of that because that was so beautifully executed from EG, how they did the avalanche toss into the terrorize on the Jugger. All they needed was to connect an arrow, but I think Seb just ran in front of the Sumail Marana and he couldn't land it. That's got to be what happened, and that's huge for the outcome of that. Instead of losing their biggest core, they get 2 kills. And sure, Arteezy's getting some space, but man, this is, by his standards, super late battle period. And he had a good start, too.
Crit's dead. EMP Tornado catching him up on the top, but Shadow Roll will add some protection. He's got no more mana to work with. We'll get the damage into Notel, hung around a little longer. Arrow, it flies forward. A nice long 5-second stun. Over on the Rubicon, now go down and fly. They kill off Thompson. EG, they needed something, and that's something. Seb? Okay, I'll do this solo. Maybe I won't. Ana's nearby. Arteezy And spell, counter spell up and running. And it's not going to take that risk of an Omni Slash. Maybe now it's time to pick up those bounty runes. 4 of them on the field. They've been there for 30 seconds. An unusual occurrence for 20-minute bounty runes.
Yep.
But there's just so much fighting with 26 kills 20 minutes into this game.
Sumail with the scouting arrow. Doesn't find anyone. If JerAx knew, he would have taken the other one, I think, as well. He gets one. And that's a, I think, 3-for-1 trade on bounty runes in total. Ana gets his shit together and takes this one. He doesn't want it, I don't know. He wants to push the wave first, that's fine. Now he's going to take it on the way back. Farm the big camp.
And JerAx is really just trying to stay on Arteezy like a tick.
Dude, is he doing this to just annoy us? It's there. He's not baiting it either.
It's income. It's coming in value. Maybe 1 gold, but it's value.
He felt like nobody from EG was going to come and try to take that. Because it was not set up as a bait. There was nobody there that would have killed on the rim.
So the alacrity pops up. Attack speed increased by 100, damage by 10. And Roshan, difficult to kill off. Once again, this Enchantress. Even Roshan thinks he's untouchable. But what does EG do? They scan Roshan. They know what's going on, but how fast can you move over? You're gathering for a smoke, but Roshan's practically dead. 1.4k, 1k. They're GodZ going for what? Nothing. TP over does nothing. They stay with the lanes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And JerAx is set up bottom. They want to connect over and try to kill Arteezy probably. Never mind. He's not going to go for it. Just going to push out the wave.
Just counter-spelling just in case. OG can move through mid. It has been the name of their game throughout this tournament. 20 minutes, 22 minutes hits. Let's go high ground, boys. Ana the front liner. Alacrity him up. Able to get quick entangle, but spin's also great from Ana. Sumail's getting some level of damage.
They have so much stain. They have the Enchantress heal. They have Healing Ward. They're going to go in with the next wave. He has the spin and alacrity. They're just going to slowly chip this down. And Arteezy, in the meantime, has to try to get as much as possible. They don't want to take this fight because, realistically, OG are not favored in this.
Here we go again. Spin, attack, fortify has to be used. Arteezy, as he said, like he's refusing to join this fight. EG just have to hold the high ground.
They might have to lose a Rex too, actually, before they can fight. I think Arteezy without Manta in this game is not going to be particularly useful.
Thompson's hunting. 460 move speed inside of that Ghost Walk.
Yep.
Looking for a target. Actually doesn't see the smoke. Like that's not
OG
Ghost
backing
Walk.
off, this became pretty obvious to Arteezy that something is up. But he doesn't. This is the thing about Quaswix Invoker compared to Exort Invoker is Invokers playing this build are generally really high on mana. So you will be looking for, okay, maybe Arteezy can come in toward the end of the fight and get a big mana void that gets kills, but if you hit the CMP on a couple of heroes, you're super high on mana the whole time. And even that won't be an option for him.
EG's coming out. Moonlight, Shadow, and Smoke being committed. They want to wrap around the back. They want to do something about JerAx. Probably need a ward up on this hillside to make it happen. CM's got one, both Sentry and Observer. Fly drops the Sentry to begin with, Observer straight after. The while that's been happening, there was no defense. Tier 3 tower is gone, but even a couple of creeps to help the push go. Ana spins. Now he's going to take the melee ranks. You said EG may have to pay the price. The toss, they find one in deep. Zeb under the tier 4 towers. The arrow looking to get the 12, but the Omni Slash heads off. He's just totally stranded. Ana find the kill. Fly trying to let it go. Ana's taking through all of this, however. The sustain. I thought EG are meant to be Captain America, but OG, they can do this all day. And the cold snap. That's nothing to follow it up. 14 HP. The Sunstrike. No, you've got no tail. He stole the blink from Edge. He jumps in. Of course you can do that. Finds the kill. Nice chain stun. Over on top to 5 seconds up. But there's no one from EG who can get close. JerAx comes in with the epicenter, expecting EG to engage, but they're not there. As OG look for another lane of racks. Pushing through. Trent, he's getting chip damage into Thompson. Where's your jump? Arteezy is still farming in mid lane. He will not join. Animage is not finished farming, but S4 is dead for 70 seconds. He's losing his teammates. And what does Arteezy want to do? The answer for anti-mage, keep on farming. What's OG going to do?
Keep on pushing?
Sounds good to me.
There's no Tiny for 50 seconds. This is... It's over. They don't have the damage. They can't kill these heroes, I think. jump in.
Look for your target. Marana, Samael, he's leaping the wrong direction, but he had no other choice. He tried to get the active damage, and now he doesn't have a way free. He's trying to grab the creep waves, but they're all pushing. Bottom lane's pushed in, which is allowing this pressure from OG up on the top as Fly. Man, Chirax, he doesn't give to him. He's got defensive heal sets are available. Here we'll get some chip damage into Nortel, but he has to fight. BKB is up for Arteezy. Now's the time, but he's getting picked up, thrown away. Oh, that farming, and what did it achieve? Arteezy, well, it'll achieve one kill over onto Nortel. He'll blink away. Regeneration is required. Salving up so they can get back to the front lines. They can't lose all these lanes of ramps. Tiding is back up again. The TP's coming to the sideline. Here comes S4. Avalanche. Todd. They look towards Thompson. And maybe they got enough damage. Arteezy. The Baron from Jirak. It'll connect. The spell shield. It wasn't there to actually protect him. Now S4 is stranded. It was a hallelujah praise from EG. But right now the gods are on the side of OG. Seth will get himself a double kill. The two big cores have for so long. Hagen's Immortal will give Adam back his life. They're claiming the range ranks. Megas are up 26 minutes in. EG are more than on the ropes. It's a tightrope, no net. I'm fairly certain the rope's on fire.
This happened really fast. I just point out how fast this happened. The game was really, really even for the first 15 minutes. And then we have this one moment where OG gets multiple kills, Arteezy shows up and dies. And since then, it's been OG all the way to get the Roche. They go push with their invincible jugger with healing.
Up in the air, Cole Snappy can leap away. This is the last chance for EG. All 5 players up. There is no Raxus, no tier 4 towers to really speak of. Just the one. Marana jumps in, but Ana still stands his ground. Where's the attack? EG gather on the no-tail flag, looking for an opportunity, and Ana, he's begging for it. He's got mana style, he's ready to dodge. They're into the trees. Arteezy blinks away, and maybe Thompson. He'll be set up towards the air. The cursed round is there. He'll be able to get the nice chase done. It's low on life. Arteezy getting some cleave damage. They're sent away by the Terrorize. Arteezy, the mana void is good, but is it good enough to sustain from OG? It continues to run. Arteezy protected by the BKB. He has to jump back in again. Crit, S4. They even get the tornado onto Arteezy over in the tree line. Goodbye. The lights are going out for EG right now. Luckily, this is a winner's bracket, but OG, they will push forward to the winner's bracket final, repeating the history of TI9, 2-1ing EG in this semi-final 2.
That's, you know what? This game is anti-mage in a nutshell right now. If you have a good start, you have a good landing stage, this hero, it needs time, it needs space. Arteezy, with just these 2 deaths and the limited farm that he ended up having, just gets overtaken. He gets eclipsed by this Juggernaut super quickly. And then when it comes to defense, well, guess what? You have an anti-mage. It's kind of 4 on 5. OG run them over. They put so much pressure